closer. And we are live. Hi, everybody. I know this is a little impromptu today, but bear with me. Ray, good to glad to have you. Infinite, good to glad to have you. Raven, good to glad to have you. Decoy, good to glad to have you. How's the audio? But yeah, so I've been wanting to get Scholar, but I've also been debating like wanting to be streaming these things and hang out with people while we do. Oh, hey, there's Dest. So I'm gonna be doing more of these impromptu streams. I think I'm gonna be doing these streams to unlock stuff on Elio and stream those to have that for T Live. And then I also am going to set up the schedule. There's going to be some changes to the schedule because I also think it's a lot easier for me to budget my time more when I have these things. So I'm going to be either doing these to unlock stuff, or I'm going to be doing, we'll be doing maybe work streams. We may do those on the Discord just because some reasons. Cordelia, I was just thinking about the game because seeing the sunset with flying cloud and mist over the clouds might gave me a big KH1 bone. Yeah. Light, good to see you, Laura, good to see you, glad to have you. I was just thinking about you not 2 days ago. I should have passed you a message. How you doing? Sarah, good to see you, glad to have you. Audio's good. Thank you, Ray. Unreal without melee is way too close. Unreal without... Oh, if you have a group of only casters and ranged and you're doing Unreal. Yeah, definitely great. Okay. So, fun fact, we have Arcanist. And I have to go do some quests, but beyond that... Oh, there's a Raven. Oh, you know what? Speaking of, let me go get... I have some fun things to show that some of you guys might not have seen yet. So as some of you know, I've been working on a bath bomb project, and I'm going to start selling them. But so these are some prototypes, but I just finished my first final one that's actually fully prepared for selling today. Although it's not packaged or anything, they're technically still drying. This may actually crumble on me. But this is the color and this is what they will look like. And they all have little job stones inside of them. It won't be that fragile when they are done drying. But yeah. Been busy, but otherwise doing well. Still taking a break from 14. Yeah, probably start playing again sometime in the spring or something. Yeah, figured to hop in with the free time today. Well, I'm glad you did. And yeah, I mean, now's a great time to take a break, right? Because, I mean, basically, if I didn't have the videos to do and Elio to like go back through and play on everything with Elio right now, I would basically be in the same bucket of like probably taking a break because yeah, for now there's not a lot of content. It is a great time for people if they want to get dual content. Speaking of, I don't have a thing set up for next Saturday. What do you guys want to do? Do we want to do mounts? Do we want to do deep dungeons, variant dungeons? Like what sort of content do you guys want to do to catch up on? We could also like if we were going to create an event. Can I get a stone without a bomb? Yes, though shipping it to you maybe, well, I guess I could probably ship it in a pamphlet, but yeah, I could probably. So they are job stones? Yes, so the bath bombs are job stones, and then the bath bombs have job stones inside of them. Free treats inside, oh god. I still have Fall Guys and Alt Farm. Okay, my vote is this Saturday is Bozja. Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that. I think I leveled Arcanist enough to, leveled Arcanist to 30, so we just have to go get Scholar. Or go, hey, there's a Musico. Or actually, I think I actually have to finish up Arcanist. Yes, okay. Okay, cool. If people are interested in Bozja, I can set that up. Also, I right now have it set it for low frame rate when I'm not focusing on it, so forgive me if it looks like, you know, I'll just turn that off so that it doesn't look like we're playing a slideshow on stream. Not under display. Ah, there it is. How are all your guys' good days going? Let's create that Bozja event. That is on Saturday. Start time should be 4. And then Eorzean archives photos. Just, do I even have a photo of Bozja? Let's type in. No. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to download one off the internet. Bozja. A new tab, save that. But yeah, I'm actually excited to be catching up on Elio on a bunch of the different stuff that I've been meaning to do. I've been playing them a little bit off stream on PvP but I've been meaning to definitely hop on to do this with y'all. I don't know, it's just more fun than just repeating it alone. And also sometimes you guys point out things that I don't even notice. Are we on live on Twitch? Does not say we are. Let's see. Go. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, well, Twitch is just not working. That's fine. We'll just do YouTube for now. Nice that you're able to multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube now. Yes, although it looks like it broke because of an OBS update, but I'll go fix that later. What about calzone? What? How is a pizza a pie? Pies have lids and pizza doesn't. I guess aren't there types of pies that don't have necessarily a top on them? Like isn't what are they called? Shepherd's pie. Like isn't a shepherd's pie doesn't have a lid on it? I guess technically how do you define a pie? Yeah. Chocolate bourbon pecan pie. Pizza pie is better. Doing good besides kind of bad nightmare I had. Oh, sorry, Raven. Pie is good. Pie is good. But French silk is the best pie, no question. Hey, V! Chicago style pie is a pie in the sense it's a crust with a filling. Yeah. Mashed potato. Wait, what? Wait. You could argue mashed potatoes. Oh, the mashed potatoes are the top. I see what you're saying. Yeah, OBS has been big buggy. Sure will be hotfixed soon. Okay. Hey, let's get the golden carby. Oh, you seem tired, Elio. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor, for Seer Clea has requested you accompany her on an official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. I wish the class quest stuff came back up more. Like, Endwalker has a lot of the job stuff, but not a lot of the class stuff. And, like, you meet the lead, the, like, head of the Arcanist Guild during this, and he never is relevant again. And he's, like, introduced like he's supposed to be a major character. Although, I guess we've never talked about it. What are your guys' favorite class quests? Not jobs, but class. Also, did anyone didn't say it? Lynn, good to glad to have you. Light, good to glad to have you. Laura, I think I said. Brian, good to glad to have you. Crepe, I think I said at the top. Infinite, I definitely said. Dest, good to glad to have you. And V, good to glad to have you. We'll meet again, he said, before never. Does he say that? I see, yeah, it's... I was beginning to think I had miscalculated, Elio. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of limits, and ports are subject to daily inspection at Melvin's Gate Assessors. It's a routine I perform daily. Which, this is connecting back to, for those of you who've done Allo. Did I say it right? I didn't say Aloha. Yeah, I said Allo, okay. They reference the, guys that you meet on the island and them smuggling thing through Melvin Gate. Basically, the fact that Allo is so tied to Arcanists and Arcanism, and then tied back to they made the NPCs associated with it tied to the job of Arcanists in Limsa is just such a small, lovely little detail. All merchant ships that make you
In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirements of which you were informed. Though I will have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the harshest of enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we cannot conduct these dangerous spots inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Thubergene and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formulae.
Dark Knight is a job, not a class. Correct. Dark Knight is a given. Yes, specifically classes, not jobs. Currently hoping the Cruise Chaser being on sale will coincide with my birthday. Well, here's hoping for you. Dude, it's a good mount. It's very pretty. It's nice to have two people. It is sad to me. The Cruise Chaser would have been such a brilliant mount to have for a Rival Wings reward. Maybe hope someday they'll release Cruise Chaser or variant colors or the Walkers. Or even a Brute Justice mount for Rival Wings. Thank you for whoever turned on the company actions.
If you agree to accompany the Force here, then I should gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour.
Kiko, good to go to have you. You hold that book, Elio. You hold that book. Rogue is probably my favorite class quest by a wide margin. Honestly, that's kind of fair. It is worth remembering that Rogue is the only one that got to be released during the patches, so it got a lot more love and care. Fun fact, the person who wrote Rogue Quest is Natsuko Ishikawa, the same person who wrote Dark Knight, Shadowbringers, and Endwalker. So if you like Rogue Quest, maybe not entirely surprising why. That's good to glad to have you.
The mercenary Gisfrin and Asrathoda are here to assist me with the inspection.
Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kalia during her more dangerous duties.
Well met, Elio. My spells are at your disposal.
This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Forseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morningstar is preparing to dock in Airport. We'll meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It's almost a certainty that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that it would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It's imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become entangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Elio. It's time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates at Veilport.
Rogue is probably good. I've not done all of them, but I remember liking Lancer and the Marauder quest.
You mean you like doing Marauder because the Cookie Monster is there?
For those who don't know, when we started the Elio replay streams, when we did Marauder's quest, because he was going to play Warrior for for A Realm Reborn. The Marauder trading master we made the Cookie Monster, his voice. No, now let me think about them. Arcanist, I think, is, despite never really mattering that much, Arcanist is pretty good. Pugilist, I think, is pretty good, especially because Pugilist actually ends up coming back up. Gladiator's actually good and kind of frustrating in some ways that not half, but the capstone for Paladin is almost more about Gladiator in some ways than it is about Paladin. Lancer's pretty good, talking about Gridania's the racism and the xenophobia and the kind of that. Archer is also good for the same regions. Archer, I think, is about the same as Lancer. Because they're kind of doing the exact same thing. Rogue is obviously really good. Conjurer is nice for aetherology and metaphysics, but that's about it. On the bright side, it does come back and is sort of relevant to the job quests. Arcanist we already talked about. Honestly, Thaumaturge is better than multiple Black Mages. Yeah, there's not really a weak class quest. I feel like Marauder might be the weakest, off the top of my head. Rogue mainly just love Jack's group. Give me a few good laughs. I also on Swift went back to Jack after the event of ARR, and he offered me to let me hide out there, so that was wholesome. Oh, that's cute. Also, Gladiator. My headcanon is that those 3 pirates and roles as arcanists to steal the taxes merchant ships pay. Yeah, that'll be interesting. They're all pretty good and have solid stories. Who can forget beating the shit out of him on Holy Fist to make him feel good? My favorite JoJo reference. If I remember the line right, Jack mentions hearing you took a fall in Ul'dah and saying you'll always be safe for the rogue plays. That made me fall in love with him, seeing as with him as a side character so fast. I mean, anytime they add contextual dialogue, it's always nice. Me like Axe, the Marauder Guildmaster. Gladiator's great. Paladin is not. Paladin has its highs and lows, for sure. I know Paladin. I mean, look, I've never rated Paladin very high on the story quest, but I do think that there is at least. There's not really any Garbo. Yeah, Paladin's probably one of the weakest. Again, I think part of the reason it's the weakest is that it's not... I mean, ultimately the theme is having something to defend. But like the Stormblood Paladin quest is really more Gladiator in a lot of ways than it is Paladin. The capstone is arguably more Gladiator, at least relevant to the characters, than it is Paladin. This Heavensward one is the only one that's really Paladin related after A Realm Reborn, and so I know people don't like are less, not necessarily, they're mixed on that whole subplot. We're counting on you to cut a path on a landing boat. The Force Seer will be safe with us.
Let us be about our task, Elio. Pray, inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon.
Let's kick some ass and take some names! Paladin gets good when it gets Gladiator again. I think that's fair. I will say, I do like the Heavensward one, I think, more than I seem to hear people like it. Maybe that's just because there's stuff to do with soul crystals. But I remember when we replayed it, it was still very middling. I think, Dez, you really liked it, right? You like Paladins, if I'm not mistaken? All 3 Ul'dah classes show up again in their jobs. Yeah, they do, don't they? Gladiator definitely does. Thaumaturge definitely does. Conjurer definitely does. Monk does. Dragoon and Archer don't, that I remember. I don't think Archer ever shows back up in Bard, but I haven't played Bard in 4+ years, so I mean, if someone wants to correct me on that. And then does Cookie Monster ever show up? He does somewhere. He does. Don't you fight him on in Hell's Pier or something?
You're with the folks from Melvin's Gate, aye.
Ah, hells, I knew there'd be trouble.
I probably should have summoned Carby. Dude, man. Look, I do pour one out for the people who love dot classes, but like modern Arcanist compared to playing leveling up Arcanist or leveling up like early Summoner is so much better. Early Arcanist actually feels like a job. Honestly, now I think about it, it's sad that they did the soft rework on Paladin, but they really didn't improve early Paladin at all. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of the ramp. I'll have no part in what comes next, though. Yep, the Stormblood quest. Okay, yeah. The one with Drongo. Yeah. Dorgono, yeah. Yes, I remember because you fight there. Yeah, okay. Is it really bad for the poster boy to not be magic DPS or a healer as the main job? Is it really bad? No, I don't think it's bad at all. I also think that the jobs they pick historically are kind of about being more of the vanguard. I mean, I've made that case before.
Deftly handled, Elio. Once again, I'm reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your efficient response, we will be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay.
I'm not saying it'll never happen. Dude, I would have loved machinist whenever we go to Northern Tural, if we get machinist and cowboy machinist as a job, that'd be amazing.
Erzthoda, if you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits.
Chigamo, how you doing? Thaumaturge brothers show up in Endwalker. Yes, and even acknowledge you before the speech. Yeah, there's another class that's relevant to that, but yeah. Dude, that's actually a really good shot of a ship. This isn't a cutscene that you can get in the Unending Journey. I should have taken a video of that. I hope that's in the Unending Journey.
Since the welcoming party of the pier failed to deter us, I expect with a probability of 85% that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem hardhead. The aim of our opponent is to buy time so that suspects' goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We will bowl our way on towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin?
I hope your ruined one keyboard key is sturdy enough. Ah, yes, Arcanist does feel like an actual job, and spamming ruin 1 during downtime. Yeah. Which is until you get Dreadworm Trance, a heck of a lot of downtime. Man, I'm so torn. Because, like, we've talked about it before. But I wish the, like, level 50 job is where, like, you started almost at, like, level 10.
I am Forcier Kalehia. By the authority of Melvin's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment.
Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you say. Bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day, as we's fixing the hinges.
I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Lim's Elements is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection.
Oh shit, they got Bidens.
The law, is it, lads? I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch 'em over the side.
Can I put the hood down? Because admittedly, this is not a great look. Nope.
Commence stratagem hardhead.
Oh no, I already have Carby out.
Elio, it's Topaz Carbuncle's time to shine.
Come on, Garby. The other thing I like about current Arcanist too is it actually trains you for going into Summoner. It still doesn't really, arguably, for Scholar, but I mean, it's going from to a completely different role, so that's kind of understandable and forgivable.
Our healer must be protected first and foremost.
Is it weird to anyone else that, like, Titan isn't the slow cast one? I mean, like, I get it because if it's supposed to be the big boom one, so it's a slower cast. But it is funny to me that Titan is not the, like, slow cast. Duty complete. Do you think they're going to get rid of Physic in 7.0? I think they should. But I don't think so. Partly also because I think Physic is... Arcanist splitting into Scholar and Summoner. Physic is a part of the identity that remains for going into Scholar, you know?
A masterful display, Elio. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo.
And also, frankly, it's good to have on Arcanist at an early level.
Oof.
What have we here, then? Is one of the bitch Admiral Lapdogs scampering about me ship? You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose with when it ain't invited.
No, it can't be.
Ha! Recognize me pretty face, did ye?
But you were caught, exiled. Versailles, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back! Stay away from me! Versailles, please calm down. What are your orders?
I've had enough of your whimpering. I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning anything from them. Reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson.
Ah!
Clea, Novka, preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Elio.
Elio, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the Forseer.
I love that they don't even animate it. They're just like, yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You slink on back to your mistress, you worthless curs.
We'll take care of Clea. You best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thirpegene.
I wouldn't want to ruin that memory lane. It's been more than 3 or 4 years since I did that quest line. Yeah. Also, the rogue didn't have an unfortunate. Yes, that mustache was the mustache is definitely a look. That's for sure on the rogue. You're cursed with the ugly AR gear. Not a good look. Have fun at 11 then. Okay, great. Looking forward to that. Speaking of, we're definitely gonna be doing 11 streams before long. Well, it's not like Summoner is one of the complex jobs. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of the simpler jobs nowadays, but I would also remember with 7.0 coming, there's a lot of room for them to expand it. Do you think they're going to get rid of Physic in 7.0? We talked about that. Why are people so insistent we get Necromancer so badly? On our streams, it's because they like trolling me most of the time. As for outside of that, I think it has to do with a bunch of different conversations. I think a bunch of different things, like an archetype that people like. It exists in a bunch of different games. I would just hold that still to this day. It doesn't really work as a job in lore without you being evil. I don't think you'd ever see Necromancer. I think you could imagine like Soul Channel. To be fair, frankly, Viper, there's some lore about it that already seems like aspects of channeling the souls of the dead or the like memories of the deceased are already a part of it. Like Dark Knight and Viper are already close enough with some of the things of how they function. I'm gonna be right back. Sorry about that. Had a headache. Had to go take some headache medication. Yeah, it's like forbidden magic, so having a guild or guildmaster for that would be hard to implement lore-wise. Yeah, I think you could get away with that. Like, for its... Well, oh, hi, Deadpool. Do you guys want to see the boy? Deadpool, come here. Come here. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oofta. the boy wants treats really bad. He keeps knocking open my door, but the problem is then all the people throughout the house can hear me. The boy. How's he recovering? He's recovering really, really well. His fur's all growing back on his tummy where he got the ultrasound, and he's now, he's still eating bland food, but he's back. He's completely back. Black Mag is just Ojuhime-san. Yeah. The problem is that, think about it, right? And I know we've talked about it. Let's talk about it again, just because it's a fun subject. In 14, to do necromancy means that you would have to be using forms of magic that have been explicitly shown to be evil. Like, think about things like the Traitor's Spurn, right? You would either have to be animating dead corpses and what have you, which is seen as evil, and desecrating the dead that way. Or let's say it was channeling people's souls from the ethereal sea. That is not only incalculably powerful and would be weird to have the power for most people at Eorzean to do that, but even if they could, is just straight evil, because there's no real way to like pull people from the ethereal sea that isn't just effectively evil. Like, there's no way to really pull a soul from the ethereal sea that way that isn't fucked up to some degree, or even if the person wants to be pulled back, wouldn't cause ramifications for their soul and all sorts of other problems. So like, if it's necromancy in terms of, let's say, ignore the soul side of it, right, and it's just bodies, there's not really any way around it that wouldn't be basically an entire culture that volunteers their bodies after death to be used as minions. But then also, what does that magic mean as a job, right? Like, let's say if you explain it outside of lore as a job, what is the archetype exactly? Are you like controlling undead? Are you like, what is necromantic magic that isn't already kind of expressed in some other way, right? Like, look at Viper and Ninja, because they're both dual blades, right? And both fast paced. Ninja still has the archetype of like ninjutsu and speed and espionage and shadows and that sort of thing, whereas Viper is swift and channeling other people's spirits, or at least experiences, to do certain types of magic, and swapping between a dual and basically a heavy stance and a light stance. Oh, Tracy, you missed the boy. I can get him again. Okay, yeah, give me a second. Deadpool, come here. You know what? You want to hang out? Let's hang out. Come here. Hey, buddy. Hi. Good job. Can I have my seat back now? No. Okay. I don't have any more. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go grab his. I haven't had his bucket of treats up here since he's been sick. I'm gonna go grab his bucket just so I have some. Come here. No. You gotta come down here. Come on, bud. Ready? Come here. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Good. Okay. I'll take it. Is it? High five. Lay down. No. Yeah. Lay down. There you go. Okay, that's all I can give you for now. We can't push your tummy too hard, okay? Ray, good to glad to have you. Tracy, good to glad to have you. Decoy, I think I said, yeah, you got you at the top. Yeah, we already have Necros and Plows done. There's also necromantic magic in the Hero's Gauntlet. There's a necromancer, the second boss. Exactly the downside of being a necromancer is not worth it. First of all, you look like old Al the Goat skin. Second, you still will find no peace ever. yeah, but you definitely have Obadeth. 11 streams, yes. Oh, speaking of, you know what? Since I got a lot of you guys here, actually, maybe we'll talk to you guys about scheduling for that, because I want to get back on schedule, but I've been having a lot of struggles with my personal health, and that has made mornings very difficult for me. But yeah, black magic is just hi all, hi Tracy, pulling souls to use them in pre-double murdering them, basically. Yeah, the game has largely been about planting the preconception of evil only to yank it away with recontextualization of new lore, especially with forms of magic. I mean, that's fair, Decoy. However, I would argue that there is a big difference. Like, there are limits. So, for instance, void magic is depicted as relatively suspect because those who use it historically have enacted bad things, and void scent are dangerous. However, I think there's a difference between the making of pact with a sentient creature that can willingly do so and the desecration of bodies and souls. I also think that the game has gone to great lengths to show while void scent are dangerous, like void magic was not inherently evil, whereas this game has multiple quest lines, both in Alchemist, multiple expansions like Endwalker, that go to great lengths to talk about, like, or Palace of the Dead and things with Ada that are showing every form of necromancy that exists in the game is just outright evil without any real nuance, you know? But controlling minions from your collection as a zombie is a pet job. I mean, that's just Beastmaster, and we're gonna probably get Beastmaster as a limited job for 7.0 for sure. So you're implying the only lore-friendly necromancer trainer would be Gentleman Zombie? So far, yes. And arguably, Gentleman Zombie is still not necessarily they are the byproduct of, they are further exemplifications of the byproduct of necromancy being evil. They just happen to also have been able to end up being a not the worst outcome for it. Also, mechanically, that would differentiate a zombie puppeteer necromancer from, say, a summoner in terms of how the job plays. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I just don't think it's there. Also, are you guys just stalking me now? Hi, guys. Sneaking around the guild hall, don't worry. I'm just picking up Carby for later. Okay. Dogs are good for the soul. Dogs are good for the soul. Such a cute boy. What, no crystals? Yeah, just so glad he's better. Yeah, he's definitely doing better. Void magic is morally gray, necromancy is straight up evil. So far, every expression we have seen, yes. Void magic is incredibly morally dubious, but also, like, even before Reaper, it was something where void magic itself wasn't inherently evil because you were making a compact with a demon, which, yeah, like, really suspect, but yeah. Also, we don't need necromancy. Honestly, that's fair. If they introduced necromancy, they would do it with consent. Yeah, but there's no mechanism to do that currently. So, like, you can only pull souls. You don't. There's no mechanism. And I realize that you can always say, like, well, there's not one yet, but maybe they could make one. You know, like, Viper didn't exist until Viper existed, right? So, fair enough. I would just say that I think there's a big difference between there's a big difference between a story repeatedly having an element that is depicted as dubious and a story repeatedly telling you that it's like the passage of life to death and letting go and that cycle being okay is a fundamental, like the culmination of your narrative being around that, you know? What consent is there with necromancy? Yeah, ain't here by the Stone of Resurrection. Okay, but also, since we're hanging out here, I wanted to ask, I'm going to start probably streaming to some extent every day. I'm going to be streaming work or these things with Elio where I'm going to collect everything, or I'm going to start collecting everything in the game and getting Elio prepared for Dawn Trail. Or, and then maybe I'll either do like a week on, week off of like Final Fantasy 11 or something. My other thing is that Naniri needs more time, so we're gonna be doing Final Fantasy replays in the evenings on Thursday, so it's gonna be later. However, me and Naniri are gonna be recording. Just gonna start recording lore talks again. My question is, for lore talks, I'm debating whether to stream those or not. Honestly, maybe not, just because then they'll probably do better numbers when we actually put them out. Because if you guys have already heard it, but I guess, yeah, I'm figuring that out because I want to make things as sustainable, and right now not having streams has actually made it harder to work and set aside time for 14.
It's good to see you well, Elio. Grisferen sent word ahead of your travels, an unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous Blackheart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Stozmaga? He was exiled from Limsa Liminse some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. Once more, he dares lay hand on Forseer Clea. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dozmaga was aboard the ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover, for Clea, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there's little we can do to salve the hurts to her mind. You're concerned? Angry, mayhap. Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long.
I'm gonna open a window. It's hot here. Oh, hi, Deadpool. You wanna go outside? You wanna go out? Ready to go? Here you go. Yeah, no, streaming probably would keep War Talks more focused. Not sure. Yeah, definitely agree, Ray. So I think we probably won't do that. But probably what the new schedule is looking like is going to be streaming stuff during variably, like there'll be windows. So probably sometime in between like noon and maybe up to 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. EST. But we'll see. I want to get that firmly planted. I guess my thing is, especially for those of you guys who watch consistently, would you prefer that if we do Final Fantasy XI, we do it like all in a bunch? So obviously not like one day a week where we do it, but instead doing it like 4 days of a week. I think that might be smarter, just because, especially there's so much to do as an MMO. When the quirky Arcanist quest suddenly gets real dark real fast. Yeah, Lynn. Do you know Ninja Ready? Do you have Ninja Ready, for scouting gear? I do not, but we're going to have Ninja ready. We're going to get everything ready for sure. Also, for those who came in late, how are you doing? And do you have a favorite class quest?
Greetings, Elio. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. For at the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Clea does not. The Forseer has been misplaced and been missing since this morning. There have always been other times when she's disappeared without a word, but we have always been able to find her. Alas, that is not the case this day. Were the guildmasters here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to arcanima are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organize a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It's not uncommon for Clea wanderings to take a path through the markets.
As one who can't play 11, I'm just hyped to watch. So hyped? Really? Okay. If you're... Seems like a lot of people are interested, so I feel like we should do that sooner rather than later. I'm at the tea tree if you need me. Sounds good, Tracy. I don't know that we will, but maybe we'll do some stuff. Maybe after we grab Scholar, after I unlock Scholar, we'll go ahead and do some stuff as a group. You know what? I'm going to be recording Sildy Subterrane stuff tomorrow. If people want to do Sildy Subterrane with me after this. Remember to stash some wolf collars for Viper Hellhound weapons and Aetherpool grips for Darth Maul style. See, and so I just put out a new video today, analyzing the trailer, and I was thinking, Palace of the Dead ones for sure. The Palace of the Dead, like red energy weapons but definitely also, Yalgan ones for sure. Deathberry, good to have you. Hope everyone is having a great day. Jumping in for a bit while I finish up work. I love it when you do. I think I would prefer having a dedicated 11 day. Interesting. Okay. Maybe that's how we'll do it then. And then I can just do a lot of stuff off stream for 11, and I'll only prog the story. Maybe I'll make a game plan for progging the story. Yeah, okay. That's an idea. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. I especially lately when my output of videos has been low, I have been having a lot of struggles with sleeping. And so which for those of you who've been around a long time already know that, but it definitely has been biting into my getting stuff done outside of getting tea-based stuff done. And the nice thing is that at least with streaming, it's a lot easier to kind of carry the energy through. Bouncing off you guys means that even if I'm already starting if the battery's at 0%, I can at least like maintain a bit.
You seek a Miko agent at Melvin's Gate. Why, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jackets. The assessor was drilling me for details about Kakurn's smuggling ring based in Elport, but then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with Grenade of the Coral Tower.
If you're doing subtrain, I'll potentially be around tomorrow to help run. I need shards to complete the glam after work. Sadly, I'm going to have to be doing it tonight, because tomorrow I'm going to be basically working and then recording with Naniri and then doing Naniri's stream. So it's going to have to be tonight if we do it. So I understood silly subtrain. Hey, look at this, Tracy. Also, friendly reminder, if you were on Crystal Curl and you would like to join our FC, please do. We are currently gathering materials and supplies to have a good old time in Dawn Trail. Yeah. I'm going to start, I think, more actively pushing towards recruiting people. I might, like, post on some Reddits or Discords or whatever to invite people in, just so that there's a wealth of people to play with. You can always ping looking for group in the Discord if it helps if you want. Yes! Yeah, if you're unable to join streams, don't forget to use looking for group in the Discord, as people actually use that pretty frequently, and you get to good results. Also, I think they'll also make a Skavian Viper weapon, because one of the white leveling Endwalker gears is actually a remodel of it. Oh, that's interesting point. Interesting point. If I'm not mistaken, they always have the level gear up to the thing that it's at. So like you're saying Skavian because Viper would, well, no, because Viper would start at 80. So wouldn't it Crypt Lurker or whatever the 80 weapons are called be the first one that you'd see? Or am I wrong? I think I prefer to have dedicated 11 now. Omega play dual fates. If you're doing some terrain, so okay, I can do it tonight. I'll be home in 2 hours. Okay, well, I'm gonna be playing for at least until 8 my time, and it's 5:30 my time, so we've got 2.5 hours until. And I'm gonna have to do all the routes on Elio because I haven't done them yet.
Fairsayer Kilea. Yeah, we brought her in for questioning regarding the reappearance of the Pirates Dosmaga. A member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? I see there's no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you're already aware of this, but the Foreseer was once held captive by the rabid sea dog. You pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dosmaga. It has been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa Laminsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. And now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. Thus we have hoped to borrow the knowledge of Foreseer Clea, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way that scoundrel operates. At least, that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead providing the details of our search. Should you wish to speak with Foreseer Clea, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild.
Man, I forgot that a Realm Reborn does this. It will, like, jerk your chain around in terms of finding, like, you know, it's not bad, right? It sends you around Limsa, gets you familiar with everywhere. Even if you didn't take on the Marauders quest, you now have a reason that you've been up there, right? So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's literally a quest that just sent you from here to the Marauders, and okay, at least there's another step. At least that wasn't the whole quest. AR questline flow, baby! Exactly, Lynn, exactly.
Back already. You're led to believe she had returned here. I'm afraid not.
So the Yellow Jackets told you something of her history with Dosmaga, did they? Perhaps it'd be best if I told you the entire tale. Dosmaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in the underground slave trade. The assessors that stepped aboard the pirates' merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into squalid hold. Among those prisoners was a young Mikote, destined for some black market auction block. Though Clea was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful days with the gift of Initiate's Grimoire. Yes, self-same tome that she has been carried her entire career. Of course. Did you not mention that Clea's Grimoire was thrown into the sea? That's weird. I don't feel like we see that. I don't know if that's a error, but like I don't think you've ever seen like that break like that. There are rumors that the Kakern merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morningstar heaved into the ocean. Even now he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Illport. It's entirely possible that the Foreseer's most prized possession was caught up in the Kakern salvage net. I've no doubt now that Clea has reached the same conclusion to Elport with you, Elio. This is where we'll find our wayward assessor. To airports! And walking leveling gear, it's level 84 gear. Oh, okay. Sorry, I see what you're saying now, Infinite. I mistook. I thought you meant the Scavian weapon in specific. Like the 70 weapon. So subterranean would be nifty. Yeah. What duty again? Seeing if I should switch to my main later. Sildy subterranean was what we'd be doing as a group. Yeah, crypto would be 80 stuff. Scouting gear and level 80 weapons set, I guess. Yeah. I definitely think scouting, definitely not maiming. And they also specifically called it a dex melee, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the same language that they used around Ninja when they released it. So I'm pretty sure it should be the same as Ninja.
Yes, combat pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. My revival strategy is complete. Elio, it's good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my motives and movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. There is good news. This prisoner is kind enough to have confirmed that the trader who salvaged the Morning Star's gens and cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. Laments in law and the policies of Melvin's Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against the Black Marketeer and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Key. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, Elio. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mistress Thubergene has offered me her cooperation. If you would pray join her at Eorzean's embrace, that is where we shall ambush the disreputable Kakern.
Okay, who was it? One of you guys, or maybe it's someone who isn't currently here, who pointed out to me when the first time I saw that word, I said I think I called it Candlekeep Quay instead of Key. Let me know. Good to see. Glad to have you. Look at all those unusable actions. Yes. Let's see what all the Eggy Assault, Bane. For those of you who missed the dot bio, yeah, old summon 1, summon 2. That's how it's pronounced. Yes, Light. Welcome. It's that is key, like a key. You know, like the like it's not a nautical term, but like that. Yes, it is key. Quay and key are both valid pronunciations. Is Quay? I've never heard it pronounced Quay, and the couple of times I ever said it that way, I was corrected. Now, to be fair, plenty of times people try to correct people when but like I've never in film, media, or anything ever heard Quay used, other than when I was using it. Yes, also, for those of you who haven't done the Fall Guys stuff yet, this is the mount from Fall Guys. Wait, shouldn't it? Oh, okay, he's all the way up there. Dot Summoner, I'm not missing it at all. It's gone for good, yeah. I have empathy for people who really like dot classes. Missing there being a dot class. I appreciate your pain, but I think Summoner is in a much better place now, personally. I would not be mad if the new caster was a dot class, but I think they've pretty firmly moved away from that. Never heard Quay. I learned Key from Disney's Castaway Key. Oh, that's so specific, me. Can we get an attack where we can throw the book with a primal aether and have it return to our hand? I mean, just go play Dancer. Basically, that's what you're asking for, AC.
Greetings, Elio. Your arrival completes our small company. You're equipped for battle, I trust. We need not await Kilia's arrival once the Kakern appears on the bridge. We spring our ambush. The strategy for trapping our target relies on the two allies we've concealed at the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was naturally the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the Kakern is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue as to avoid attracting attention. But do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance, and will likely join the fray as after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect assistance from the Yellow Jackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what most amounts to a personal matter, but they are willing to turn a blind eye for Clea's sake. In any case, the Foreseer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strengths. Victory is all but assured. Now let us take up our positions and wait for the Kakern to arrive. Also, if you ever see G-A-O-L it is just an old-timey way of spelling jail. It's just it's not Gale or like it is jail.
think Super Team suddenly realizing the gravity of the book being thrown overboard. Yeah, the idea of why it was supposed to be so momentous at the act break, but you still don't see it that way. But like, it definitely does impart that idea for sure. Also, Lara, wait, I feel like questioning her about stuff that is definitely going to bring up traumatic memories is like definitely not the play.
For the ambushers, they want Kikaru and Sparklies.
Your foul trade is a blight on Laminsa. Surrender your goods, demon. Gifstrin, Aristotta, now! Bet Bard loses the dots in 7.0. You know what? I would be surprised, and here's my reasoning on that. They redid Paladin recently, and they kept Paladin's dots. I don't think they're going to do away with dots completely as part of a rotation. But... yeah, I wouldn't expect Bards to lose that, especially kind of with how the rest of Bard plays. It is the closest we've got to a dot class, now that I think about it. Although maybe someone wants to contradict that.
Kikaru no scared. Kikaru no scary spellslingers.
Oh, hey, it's Mammal Shah. Conjurers, just as Clea predicted. Elio, focus on the Conjurers and blunt their heels. As far as you, Bard is the dot class now. I mean, yeah, fair. I've been seeing that mount so much on front lines, just armies of pink rhino tanks. Dude, I don't see anybody else using it in front lines. Now I want to see that. I just want to see all 72 people using it. That'd be amazing. Oh, that's not good. Can I heal him? Please tell me I can heal him. That's what I was supposed to be doing. Whoops. Okay, guys.
No be late for business. This business be bad for you.
What are the two... well, okay, technically there's three, but what are the two common types of mammal jaw you see in Eorzea? Elio, I spy a thaumaturge. Quickly switch to combat pattern 256. Even one low mage can wreak havoc on Untold Havoc. Focus your attacks on the thaumaturge first. I can see which one the thaumaturge is. They kept one of the Paladin dots. Yes. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they kept the Paladin dot. It would be funny if Dragoon keeps their dots after the rework. I'd be surprised. That appears to be the last of them. Now let's find the Force Seer's Grimoire. Actually, that's not true. I could imagine it being reworked as still part of the rotation. Dude, I'm really excited for reworked Dragoon. That's the other thing that's exciting is like we think, okay, there's 2 new jobs in Dawn Trail, but really there's going to be 4 effectively in some ways because there's going to be Ast, Dragoon, Viper, and whatever the caster is.
Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire?
Elio, pray hand over the tome.
It's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. The probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. I've never felt so defeated. I believe it's time I returned home.
Leave her be.
But how can I? He's right, Aristotta. You must allow Clea time to process the loss. And if you have other matters to which you must attend, come, Elio. It's time we return to the guild as well.
Also, Umino, you think that's bad for unusable actions? Let me see if I can pull up like. No, because I played on Warrior, so let's see. Did I play on Dark Knight? Yes, I did for Shadowbringers. Duh. Gunbreaker's gonna have everything. Oh right, I can't turn on Scholar right now. What about White Mage? Oh, I don't have White Mage unlocked, right? No, I played on Samurai. Do I have any jobs unlocked that I didn't play for story? Other than Gunbreaker? No. Okay, well, I can't even show you all the jobs. I have stuff from patch 4 point, like from the Stormblood patches on some of my bars. Just because I can't bear to watch them go away, because I know once it's removed, I'm never going to be able to see it again.
Actually, is there a way to pull back? Because they're still in the system.
I wonder if there is a way to actually pull back deleted job skills somehow. Some like really roundabout method. Oh, I got to turn on Arcanist. Hey everyone, it's Nude Archon. Yeah, that's for the our only Archons. Because these are just solid parts of the models with no movement whatsoever. Yeah, mark my words. Key is one of those words I see but never actually hear living in the CST. Well, yes, yeah, definitely right. You know what? One of my other favorite ones for that is macabre. The amount of people I've seen like who know the word macabre but then actually don't realize it's. I've heard people call it macabre. My other favorite one is my friend's sister who referred to lingerie as lingerie. That was also very good. One-winged angel. Jail. Very good, AC. I will say that Final Fantasy 14 using old-timey words has been great for when I play Wordle. That's great, right? They kept one of those. Goring Blade isn't anymore. I mean, Goring Blade wasn't before the rework. There were, like, Expansion, Goring Blade, Expansion was always... I'm not always, but it has since Endwalker at the very least. I guess technically Expansion was Endwalker specific, but I don't remember the last time it was. They were both dots. Will be funny if Dragon keeps their dot. I propose Paladin. What's your stance on the cover as Paladin main? Cover shouldn't exist. To explain why cover shouldn't exist is not because cover is a bad idea in and of itself, but for those who don't know, this is the ability cover. You can't see it, right? Because my face covers it. And it's take all damage intended for another party member as long as that said member remains within 10 yalms. So here's the problem with cover. Cover does not give any defensive boost. You can throw it on the other main tank and take damage for them. But there's no benefit to that because you don't get any mitigation for it, right? And it costs 50 oath gauge. So there's really no reason to do it over something like an intervention. Now, intervention you don't get till 62. So technically speaking, before 62, starting at 45, cover is useful. Except for there's a limited, very few things in between. Really effectively, Alexander's the only content, and coils. But okay, you're still using 50 oath gauge, and basically Sheltron might be better for that. Here's the one benefit. Okay, you can technically use cover on another DPS to take damage for them, but you're still going to take damage for you, and it's a middling value, effectively. If cover had a little bit of mitigation on it, cover would be awesome, because cover would incentivize you to be in range of your main tank and trying to constantly take some extra damage for them and decreasing the amount. Like there are theoretical benefits to cover if it did that. Also, it would make you play really weird though and be really weird. Actually, okay, if you did that to cover, it would actually cause some really weird options if you were playing in Savage. That said, making those choices would still be more interesting, so still potentially worth it. You effectively would be kind of main tanking as the off tank because you would always keep cover up and then mitigate on top of that, which would be but you're also still not the main tank. But anyways, it would be cool. As it is currently, it basically provides no value effectively, except for incredibly niche circumstances, and then it also takes up a button slot to even bother having it. So in my mind, it is effectively very much in the same ballpark as Shield Bash, where Shield Bash, don't get me wrong, Shield Bash is awesome for when you're doing early dungeons. Like if you need to stun an enemy, yes, Shield Bash can be good. However, you can pull wall to wall starting early on, and Shield Bash does not necessarily make that big a difference, especially at the point at which you have an AoE. When killing the enemies faster, the groups you're pulling faster is actually more useful. So while Shield Bash, yes, is technically speaking kind of a useful skill in what it does, it's not that useful, and it stops being useful very, 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 very quickly and very, very early. Except for incredibly niche circumstances. So again, like, yes, could you put Shield Bash on your bar, and then if you're running Thalia, when you need to stun all the enemies, it's useful because you can only low blow once every certain period of time? Yes, except for the problem is you can only really get a Shield Bash off, you wouldn't be able to get 2 Shield Bashes off before the abilities go off. So it's really more just that you don't have to worry about low blows timer. I mean, arguably, I guess what you could do is put Shield Bash on your bar instead of Low Blow. I mean, honestly, maybe I should do that instead. Maybe I should probably just do that. Is there any reason not to do that? Oh, it's because Low Blow is an ability instead of a weapon skill. So that's the other thing, is Low Blow is an OGCD, whereas Shield Bash is a GCD. So you see the problems there. So cover is just not, it's just button blow. Identity-wise, it's dope. Like, I think cover identity-wise is a great thing, but effective-wise, it's just not. I'm sure some people have some counters to that, so let's talk to everyone and see what you guys have to say. Rhino tanks accompanied by Sabaton music. Yeah. The end of ancient culture. Yeah, just like rhinos chugging through. So basically, for all classes, they have something else to do other than deal damage. There must be dots for Bard and all healers at least. Yes, yeah. It's definitely good for things like healers and stuff to give them a little something for upkeep like that. Yeah, and I mean, technically speaking, you know, we say dot, but think about it. Reaper's ability is technically speaking a dot. It's not damage over time, but it is a buff over time. It's a bot, right? That you do have to keep. Are you guys standing in line? I love Dragoon, but I just do not have the dexterity needed to play it well, so I'm very curious if the reroll preserves the overall feel of the job. What I would expect for Dragoon is expect effectively what happened to Summoner. I think for some people that's gonna kill them because it's gonna be too simple. But I think what it's gonna do is Dragoon's gonna be the identity is gonna be kept while it's streamlined really effectively and set up to be able to be a job that has room to grow for the next 10 years. Every day I wake up and remember Kaiten and how good it was. I'm having real trouble with Stormblood class quest on Dragoon. Oh yeah, because the one in the step, because you have to do the fight. Definitely, Tracy, that one can be a bit rough. One thing you could do, Tracy, is continue to level up your Dragoon and get better armor, because while it scales you down, having effectively what would be your BIS for that job for that level quest might help. But also, yeah, it does get more intense in terms of what it expects from you. Macabre's the new corn burger at McDonald's. One of my hobbies is pronouncing croissant as if it were an English word, just to see who it annoys. Yeah, croissant. Croissant? I don't know. Musico, good to glad to have you. Joining for my last couple hours of work. Sounds good. I'm a cover apologist. There are a lot of uses for cover. Please explain them, Crepe. And also, Crepe, why are we always on the opposite side of everything? Why are we... Why do... Appreciate you. But what about the funny strat where you save a healer to limit break 3? Not 100% serious. I mean, again, it's not that cover has no niche circumstances. There's just not... If you think about a job as every button is valuable real estate, and you have to either... there's a button that you can arguably take off of your bar, then I would argue it shouldn't exist and something else needs to be fixed. Right? So like, for instance, if they combined intervention and cover, I know it's a terrible idea for all sorts of reasons, but just as an idea, if they did that, cool. I mean, it's the same way that like it used to be, for those of you who don't know, it used to be that Gnashing Fang was continuation was 3 different buttons. Like, you used to be that you had 3 different buttons on your bar, except for in PvP where they were 1 button, and then they eventually changed it, right? And I realize this is a different circumstance, but the important thing here to that is that if there is a button on your bar that you arguably don't need to have, then something needs to be fundamentally fixed. Yeah, we'll explain once Unreal is over. Yeah, go for it. 10 yalms is not a very useful range, except for 10 yalms is good. No, so to be fair, I think 10 yalms is good because you don't want it to be 30 yalms, because then you can cast it wherever you are on the map, right? You could just stand far back with everyone else and use it. But making it 10 yalms, you have to be thoughtful about using it or you'll break it. And I think that's good. Making it so that it requires intent to use, I think is a good aspect to it. Cover is best for Mr. President get down memes. Make a macro that says that, yeah. So change it to a targeted mantra and it's golden. Yeah. Well, I mean, then you're basically then it's just intervention. Chris, you glad to have you. Bring back stun on Spine Shatter Dive. Yeah. Shield Bash is perfect for early dungeons, but really should have an upgrade trait. But the thing is, it doesn't really slot well into the rotation. There's like nothing that, throwing it into the, Paladin's rotation is good as it is, so there's not, and also putting a stun, if you put a stun into your rotation, there's 2 possibilities there. You're either A, going to have to break your rotation to use it early at an appropriate time, or B, it's just in there for no real reason besides just it's in there, right? Like, and you're just passively getting a stun every so often. And like, or for the majority of fights, because most enemies other than trials and stuff are stun immune. It just doesn't do anything. So, I mean, as it is, I don't mind Shield Bash because at least Shield Bash I can justify just not having on the bar. Like, that's not a good solution, and cover is kind of the same, but at least it's, you know. Honestly, I should probably switch my shirk to where my cover is, so that way I have a keybind. Shield Bash takes a DCD and breaks your combo. Yeah, and I forgot the other thing about Shield Bash is it breaks your combo. It's perfect for like AoE stun, maybe something even more gimmickily useful. But the thing is that if you AoE stun it, then the Paladin is ridiculous in dungeons. You know? Our Sam is a dot class then. Yeah, I was standing in line. And Machinist had a bot that is a dot. Yeah. Also, Screen Nicks, you cowards allow bards to perform during duties. I want to place 9,999 dots on a boss and playing sick guitar riffs when it's dying from poison. Thanks, yeah. Does Paladin need a counterattack move? I don't think so. No. I mean, to me, what you give tanks is don't give them counterattacks, but just give them more things like Holy Sheltron, things that reward your timing. Give them OGCDs that rewards timing. That's I think the best way to make tanks more engaging, is because then you have a thing that still works, but you're rewarded for being better at. So like if you just you can use Holy Sheltron like 6 seconds before something, but you want to use it of like a second to 2 seconds before the thing to get the extra defense.
Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment of Clea beheld her soaked in tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. I will call on your aid soon, but in the meantime, you'd be well served to deepen your knowledge of Arcanima. Also, I have a feeling Crepe is going to make a point about interesting use cases about cover that what my reaction is going to be is, but that's still a very niche example, but Crepe will feel very specifically that it's still very valuable. Because I feel like we've had this discussion before. I feel like there's a non-zero chance, but still worth it. And I appreciate you for putting up with my strong countervailing points. Okay. Oh, also, okay, can I, this is gonna be random, but, so one of the reasons I was kind of not playing on Elio much is because I didn't want to recollect everything, because basically the important things to me that I wanted to collect were time limited on Elio, that I had on Len, so I was never going to be able to collect them on Elio again. However, I found out that pretty much everything I care about that I thought was time limited can be gotten in various other ways. And the only thing that I cared about that was time limited that I was never going to be able to get in again, potentially as far as I knew, was my favorite border in the game, which recently came out, which was the 10-year anniversary, or sorry, not that one, frame. I think the 10-year anniversary frame. I just love it so much. And I missed it on Elio, and I was like, fuck. And so I was just like kind of feeling bad about it, And then I realized, I looked at my inventory, I still had 10 Moogle Tomestones from last event, and the frame was exactly 10 Moogle Tomestones, so I was able to buy it. Man, it's a small thing, but it just felt so good. Also, fuck FOMO. Does Paladin need when you lose your pen and start looking for it only to find it in front of your desk? Look, at the amount of times that I'm wearing my glasses like this and I can't find my glasses and I'm just like, and then I realize I've become my mother. This has been my date. Oof, been there, Desbury, yeah. I'm the person that wants only 3 hotbars for job actions, and Paladin needs more than that if I don't take off shield bash and cover. Yeah. Anything that needs more than 3 hotbars is too many buttons, in my opinion. I would agree. Okay, like a holy version of the Blackest Night? Yes. Well, I mean, to be fair, Holy Sheltron effectively is the holy version of the Blackest Night. If you think about it, it is effectively the same reward structure. I mean, you don't get a DPS off, but you get a, but the sense of timing is the same. The fundamental principle behind it, even if the reward is slightly different. Have you come to ask about Clea's condition? The Foreseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Clea out of her shell the first time, our absent guildmaster. And though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his last known location, it is unlikely he'll be there, and even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray, travel to Memorune's trading post in Upper Lucia, and speak with anyone who might have seen the guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers us not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is Creed Tia, and he will never come up again. You guys just... I appreciate you guys play acting with bullshit like this. It never gets old to me.
Counterattacks are pretty stupidly effective. Warrior's Vengeance is a living example of that. Yeah. I guess here's what I would say. Counterattacks are fine. For me, all I care about is I want things that reward timing. That is what matters to me. I want there to be, I want what is reward. I want that there is a way to improve and optimize using a job by being more conscientious about when you use skills that are defensive in nature and mitigative in nature. So Holy Shell and Endwalker did, I think, a great job about that for all the tanks. So I'm hopeful for Dawn Shell. Also, in case any of you haven't, a couple patches ago, they added an underwater section to Upper Lenosia. So you can go underwater and look all around the different parts of Bronze Lake and the Wanderer's Palace. And I highly recommend you do if you never have. It's very cool. The world counterattack move may be better for a job like Samurai or Monk. Yeah. I see we're shipping Lalafels with Tomberries today. Yes, Sean, good to see, glad to have you. And yes, indeed. I mean, to be fair, you're effectively shipping Lalafels with Lalafels, but yes. I hear you, Des. I feel the same way, but for 2 controller bars. Yeah, that's the other thing that I actually really appreciate about the game being designed also for controller players, is that there is a fundamental limit to how many abilities that they can have on a bar, because it has to fit within what the theoretical maximum of a controller is, which means that there is a, not even really soft, hard cap on the amount of buttons that a job can have in its rotation. I think that's a good thing for the health of the game. I wear my glasses to bed so I can see my dreams. Morning, sir. I was one of the one who sent a word to the guild about spotting your leader. It's right rare to see the clear Tia roaming about. He asked me the way to Thalos. Could be he was seeking to speak with Scholar who lives out there. For those of you who don't remember, there's a giant, this thing. This is the Thalos. And if you've done Thalia, that might, Thalios and Perikos might sound familiar. Although I kind of wish that Thalos in Thalia was as enormous as it is here. But then again, I think its existence in is more to do with its belief in prayer, the belief in it as an entity. God, that portrait. What, the portrait that I have with Elio staring out, or which one? This one? Or did you mean the one with me looking ugly as sin? Because this is what my portrait normally looks like, and okay. Just Elio. This is like freaking. We're in Hogwarts because Elio just deigns to not show up in his own portrait. I feel that FOMO is awful. Agreed, Deathberry. I have no problem. Well, I wouldn't say no problem. I have very little problem with something that's limited time as long as it will always come back. So a good example is the PvP series rewards that they're doing. As long as they live up to what they said and that they will come back at some point, that is all I care about. As long as they, and not just like, oh, it'll come back once, but it like, hey, you can only get this thing but once every 2 years. Then I can relax because it's like, okay, I just have to be patient. I don't like it, but I just have to be patient, and that's fine. That's fair. But when something is just limited time, when someone else has something else that's limited time that I had never had an ability to get because I was just late, because maybe I wasn't playing the game at the time, right? I just find that frustrating. I'm not in awe or excited by someone else having it and seeing it. I'm just kind of frustrated. I think the one example of one thing that I can like let go of is the Chocobo mount that you got for being a 1.0 player. That I can, because like that's not just about FOMO. That's about. It's really, that was more about a thank you to specific people who were there during a hard time, right? So that I can get fuck with. They are niche, yes, but also sometimes run saving. So using it effectively will elevate your tanking to a whole other level. Except for, okay, so can you give me some examples, Craig? Because like, I guess my point to that would be I would rather an ability that is more wide range. Like, if it's that niche, you have to keep it on a bar for those situations, but then it's keeping on your bar in general, I think, is a bad use of it. Whereas if you created a button that is not used all the time, so for instance, on tank, right, I don't use Shirk all the time. I mean, Shirk and Provoke are even kind of a bad examples, but I mean, Provoke, like, I don't use Provoke all the time. Or I don't use, what's another good ability? Like, I don't use Holy Circle when I'm not in dungeons, right? But I do use it pretty frequently. That's different than Cover, where outside of Alexander Savage and Coils, I don't know of any really useful situation where you couldn't do something else that wouldn't be just as effective. But if you do, feel free to share outside of those guys.
Hello there? Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as an Arcanist Guildmaster. An odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on a message to anyone who came searching for him. Reunited with the 3 slips of parchment, hold the problem to the solution. The Guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Talos. I suppose you're expected to search for them. What an oddly overdramatic motherfucker.
And then I realized I'm becoming my mother. That would hurt. Try finding your glasses while wearing your glasses in front of your eyes, seeing through them. That couldn't be me. I've definitely never once or twice or thrice done that, for sure. Kind of reminded me of how not too long ago in WoW I was complaining about not getting a mount when it was in my mailbox the whole time because I forgot to loot it. Well, at least, you know, that's a funny experience rather than ultimate. I don't know about you, but if, like, I'm frustrated about something, but it's solved, I just care that it's solved. Like, all my, like, feeling down or frustration about not being able to get the frame, now I feel bad. It's like, I'm able to get it now, and I can let it go feeling upset, frustrated about it. I still feel bad for people who, other people who didn't get it, but I don't wonder if the fact that it was in a Moogle Tombstone event thing from the start doesn't mean that they'll put it in Moogle Tombstone, the Framer kit in Moogle Tombstone again. Because it'd also be really weird to have a bunch of portraits you just can't get. I mean, it'd be tantamount to having minions that you just will never be able to get either. Which, I mean, like, yes, there is some precedent for that with, I mean, like an event minion, right? But you know, at least they put, like holiday minions, for instance, go on the, premium marketplace, right? So you can still buy them. And I will say that's another thing. I'm sure people will have wide-ranging feelings about this, but I would much rather have, like, at least put the holiday mounts on the market board or on the premium shop. It's like, okay, it's not great, but in terms of like, okay, but I can get it. All I have to do is just work in real life, save up a little bit of money, and I can get it. That is the important thing in these. Can I get something? Even if, like, okay, it's aspirational and I never do get it. Do I have the option to do it? That is the important thing to me. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same?
Oh, thank you very much.
You okay? Cool. My partner, I asked them if I could get some food tonight just because we're trying to cut down on the amount we spend on food, but I was just really vibing with some Indian food, and she got me a bunch of naan. I am loved. I kind of can't misplace my glasses because I cannot see anything without them. I would say we should all be so lucky, but that's not the best. Deppel, did you smell the food? Huh? Do you guys want to see the boy? Come here, bud. Come here. Oof, ah. Oh. You good boy? Here, I got you a treat. Good boy. Like tum-tum. There you go. Oof. Love ya. I can't give you any more, bud. Your tummy. You got your pancreas and stuff. Stop giving me the eyes. How do you do that? Oh, God, he's so cute. God damn, he's so cute. Occasionally lose my glasses, but if I put them in on my bed. My glasses are $5 pairs of glasses, and I buy them in bulk. I buy them often like 5 to 10 at a time because I so commonly misplace them. And I'm so, like, I just, like, lose them all the time. So, yeah, my solution is to just buy a bunch of pairs. Thank you. You in portraits. I know, I had the worst luck, Misago. You need to fix some things for Dark and the job would be more ideal. Yeah, Endwalker Dark has been a little bit weird. Also, it's been on the bottom of DPS. That's another thing. My big problem, I used to love playing Dark. The big thing that has made Dark not fun for me anymore is Carve and Spit and Abyssal Drain being tied to the same thing. That is like my one gripe. There will never be another system that is simultaneously so cool and so broken as portraits. Yeah, they definitely need to tune it up for sure. Also, does Holmgang ever get used to detain enemies? Never found a situation for that except for damage mitigation, which I don't get how it does it. I'm not sure. I'm not a warrior main, but Misago and some other people might be able to give you a better answer. Since warrior's my least played tank. Like the Butterfinger reward or the pizza emote or the KFC emote, but those are also regional things. Yeah. My personal issue with FOMO mechanics is that sometimes I just get the executive dysfunction, so I just won't be able to do the thing until the event is over. Yeah, totally feel you on that, Lynn. That's rewarding after the fact, not using the time gated for FOMO. I'm not sure whether that was in reference to Crepe, but yeah. 1.0 player rewards are a different story because in that case you basically invested into a shitty game right before it became good while having no idea that it would become extremely good one day. Yeah, that's why I feel okay about it. The 1.0 probably feels better because it was an apology to gift rather than a sickle marketing ploy to play on human psychology. Yeah. Yeah, I feel so good getting that mount. It's my main ground on Winter Dream. Doesn't I believe it's so called? Oh, that's awesome, Raven. The boy. Good FOMO. Event rewards obtainable later on one way or another. Really bad FOMO. Food promotion first. Eat pizza. Now KFC chicken emote. Yeah. I think those are bad. I think the black chocobo and the white cloud mount were bad. Black fat chocobo. In defense of those, they do bring them back as rewards for their events for the Twitter events and stuff that you can sign up for. So technically speaking, they do come back, but those are finite in number. So you don't even have the chance of like, okay, if you're around for that, I was around for that, I signed up for it, and I still didn't get it, right? And I just want that white cloud Nimbus mount so fucking bad. I have to get the food eyes from both my dog and cat same time. Send you Discord PM because it's too long for chat. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Crepe. My biggest problem... Crepe, how do we always end up on the other side? Blackest Night is my favorite part of Dark Knight. How do we do this? It's really impressive. Can't wait for cybernetic eyes to be an affordable thing, so I never have to wear glasses contacts again. Yeah. Oh, also Ryan. I didn't say it up top, but good to see you. Glad to have you. As a war main, I have never seen a use case of chaining an enemy. I think it's just a nerve to make the shortest invuln less OP. Yeah, okay. Interesting. That's an interesting way of putting it. For war, I haven't really used home gang for the chain part of the ability, just the invuln. I didn't even think about it doing that. I do think Regalia key is bad too, but basically Yoshida announced that they will rerun it soon. Yeah, so I think the thing that's okay, I'm fine with them doing the Regalia and the Final Fantasy 15 stuff as long as they keep running it every 2 years or however long between runs they do it. I have two options. They either do it every 2 years or once they stop doing it, they put it in the premium shop. And like, again, I'm not trying to defend the premium shop as great, but as long as it's an option to get, then it's at least an option to get, you know? Like it's at least it's attainable. That is the number one most important thing to me. Even if it's bad, what it requires to attainable, first step for me is making sure that it is attainable.
Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment?
Yes, but then I got caught up in talking about job info.
Interesting. Actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well, Pendant Ancient Allegan, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script.
I always forget, the fucking leader of the Arcanist Guild has associations with Allag. It's like, he would have been such a perfect thing to tie into the summoner, like the summoner Stormblood or Capstone quests. It's so weird that they don't bring him back in. Dipple, you can't keep breaking into here. You should see it from my angle. I'm looking over to the left and I can't see the boy because my desk covers the door, but the door just bursts open. Like I got ghosts.
Seek the box at Fool Falls, dance a jig for your wooden audience, claim the secret from the opened heart. A most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? This guild master of yours certainly enjoys his game.
My partner's trying to get him to come. I may have to start locking my door. Twitch stream? Yes. So it seems that my OBS tool that allows me to stream on the on Twitch is not working currently. So I can't get it to open up. I mean, here, let me try one thing. Let me. Nope. 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 Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Currently, the Twitch thing is just broken. Let's close that. Let me close a few things. Although, if I don't know, Ray, if you're here, if Twitch says we're technically still, if we're live, but it says be right back, feel free to turn it off. But if it doesn't say we're live, then don't worry about it. My biggest problem with darkest TPN. Oh, geez, yeah, I'm definitely in camp of can't see anything far away without my glasses. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I used to think Regalia Key. I decided the gold cloud for it and Ray enough to buy it. Do not regret. Yeah, the first thing I ever bought from the premium store was the gold cloud. I bought it for Lend when I was going through Stormblood because it was very Dragon Ball Z energy. And yeah, I've never regretted it. I actually honestly never regretted any of the premium purchases I've done from the game, even if I think the mounts are too expensive. But to be fair, that's partly because I play this game so much, it's kind of easy to justify, and I get so much dopamine from the collection aspect. The other thing that I didn't really think about and realize is that all the mounts that are not tied to an event are account wide. It's only mounts that are from events that are not account wide. So for instance, when I started Elio, I had a bunch of my mounts already, like, you know, my Carbuncles, my Cruise Chaser, Lunar Whale. So yeah. Okay, I gotta do a little dance for it. Almost cryptid. Oh, damn it. What is it with Mikote ties, Alex? Well, we know that they used Mikote slave labor in Corvos for where was it where they recently explained? Oh, Graha talked about Corvos more, and that's what it basically used their slave labor for, well, all sorts of things, but mainly for farming. I think it's just that's mainly what, that's a big part of why Alag's tied to Mikote. I mean, to be fair, mainly it's the G tribe. Beyond that, it's not tied so much to other Mikote. Although, I know I've talked about this before and thought about this before, but I forgot what I actually figured out. I just remembered the tribes didn't get their letter names until after the Age of Frost, because when they came back to Eorzea. So how did the G tribe end up with the letter G? Like, how did they get that naming convention schema? Because like because they only. Oh no, because they had the tribal. They kind of had the concept already, but then they only correlated the amount of tribes to each letter of the Eorzean alphabet. I guess that's still kind of weird though. Okay, funny story. I didn't notice Dark had a second part of its AoE combo and just spammed Unleash until a week ago. Oh, infinite. You find a slip of parchment inside the box. If there are answers you would seek, then to the trading post now go. Before the owner, be not meek. With your 2 feet, provide a show. For fuck's sake! Okay. Glad I left the warehouse light on at work. I'm leaving and cutting through the building. Been here for like 11 hours. Hope everyone has a great day or night. You too, Deathberry. Sorry if I missed you. DM again because long again. Thanks for humoring me, Crep. And also thanks for letting me provide my strong counter opinion. Or strong contradiction, and then yeah. Okay, so for cover, saving people in extreme or lower, a lot of mechanics will kill non-tanks, but just scratch tanks. So it's very useful if you see someone failing a mechanic beforehand. Okay, that's fair. I see what you're saying. Here's my question, Crepe. Do you play Party Finder a lot? Because I feel like you do, if I'm not mistaken. And that would explain a little bit more of the differences. As I said, joke and chat, but serious. Save healers for a limit break 3. It will not happen often, but it will save runs if it happens. Fair. I see what your point's saying in that cover is fun in that it can be, if you pull it off in clutch moments, it can feel real hype. Again, I would say that it sticks with my point about it being very niche, but I need to see what you're saying. 3, unavoidable damage, be it a mechanic or raid-wise, and healers can't react in time. Similar but different hardware. Yeah, okay. There was a 4th, very minor case I had seen, but I forgot. And yes, there are niche, but not rare. It's interesting to say that because maybe it's because I don't play Party Finder, but I would say I don't. Those are incredibly rare circumstances for me when I play, but that's also because I tend to not play in PF. Especially the first one I've seen multiple times this week. Yeah, you literally say week playing with Party Finder. Okay, I think we found the core of why our playing experience is different. Okay. My problem with the Blackest Night is that it's the same resource as attack. Yes, you get the attack for free, but only if the shield breaks. So you can't use it for autos Unlike the other short cooldowns the tanks have, and those autos add up to a lot over an entire fight. And sometimes, especially if you have other mitts or shields, it won't even break on bigger attacks as well. Essentially, it's incentivizing you to not use it if you want to if you want to make damage. And even if you get it back, you can't slot it into a burst windows. Okay. Okay. Again, I think Party Finder has a bit to do with this because I cross-coordinate with... So I cross-coordinate with my team a lot. So basically in regular trials or non-PF group stuff, like in roulettes, I don't have the problem of overshields happening, so it's just about timing with it. Still see your point. And then in statics, that can be planned around. But I see your point. I see your point. Not too often, but a lot in the last weeks. Interesting. Yeah, I would say that happens to me like... Those sort of circumstances that you're saying for me in static groups happen like maybe once a month, and that for me, because I'm in Party Finder, intervention is actually was usually more effective, or not more effective, but I say intervention does the same thing, I guess is what I would say, and I don't have to worry about range as much with them.
Funny Mikote dance funny dance. You dance funny dance too?
I guess.
Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand?
Also, AC, was it you? Someone was asking me about Castlevania Nocturne. I just watched all of it, so if you have a question about it, I can now answer that.
Based on my evaluations of your abilities, however, I calculate that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you?
No, I just got caught up talking to stream chat.
I never expected you to be so shy.
This fucking Chunubio piece of shit. We all agree that in middle school he thought he was the protagonist, right?
Another variable to add you to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild members you see.
I'm sad too. He has a great design. Like, let's all be clear. Creed Tia has a great design, and I'm sad that he never shows back up.
As an arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. And do I so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were? Here, you may have this. Think of it as payment for your performance. Though you might consider passing the tome on to Clea. That is the reason you sought me out, was it not? Before you give Clea the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It is time I return to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to anchor yard in Limsa. Be well, Elio. We shall meet again.
I'm 100% certain of that. Okay, someone on the staff must be pulling a joke at this point, right? Because straight up, never comes up again. Or does he come back up on the Arcanist for a second later or something? Because I'm pretty sure he never comes back up again. And it's so wild that he says that. I used to cover to tank swap in my first experience in boss fights. It's useful there. I used to cover to tank swap. I'm not sure I understand what you mean, Jagaimo. Cover for tank swap. Because you can just provoke and shirk for tank swaps. I use counter archons to creepers to the Blackest Night point. It feels real good every time you pull it off. True. And that's also the difference. There's a difference between, there's also the issue of, it's very different conversation to talk about Summoner, for instance, if you're someone rating an ultimate versus if you're someone who never even does EX content, right? And that's always going to be the certain level of issue. Is that jobs are going to feel way different under very different contexts, right? Free ability. Also, I bet they make Shield Bash, OGCD, and Dawn Trail. The problem with doing that is, well, not problem. I'm trying to think about where in the rotation it would make sense to put that then. Because you wouldn't put it on a 30. You could put it on like a 45 and make it as part of the rotation or something in between. Oh! Someone said Goring Blade earlier used to have a dot. That's what I forgot. You're right. Someone said that, and you're right. I forgot Goring Blade. I literally forgot Goring Blade used to be a dot at the beginning of Endwalker. That's how bad my memory is and how long ago I forgot. How grateful I was to forget about that. I forgot the Goring Blade is now a damage, and it used to be a dot. You're totally right, whoever said that like an hour ago. I thought you meant Expansion and the thing that it was before that. But yes, Goring Blade did used to be a dot. Grim Fantango, let's go to the Aft Castle. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Crape. Yeah, I should just trust you. I don't know if you also explained what you were saying earlier and I just missed it. Apologies. Streamer brain is real. I guess there are places you could put Shield Bash. I guess the thing is that I feel like the amount of abilities that you've got going on for Paladin already is feeling pretty good. I don't know that, but I mean, I guess Shield Bash could already be expected on the bar. If it's already expected on the bar, evolving it with traits makes a lot of sense. So, okay, you know, I feel it. I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Smell what you're stepping in. The Black Knight only needs a cool popping sound like a Reaper Crest of Time, and it will be beautiful. I mean, to be fair, when it pops, I love the like a sound that you get when it breaks. The ability ding works too, yeah. Hey, he doesn't know he's not a Zem. If I had time, I would do the corporate wants you to find the difference between the pictures in that picture with the guy Graha sitting on the cliff at the start of Crystal Tower. Oh, beautiful, Lara. See, he said the line. Yeah, you're right, Lid. I totally forgot he even said we'll definitely meet again. Wouldn't it be funny if he came back up in future expansions? I mean, yes. I would appreciate it, if anything. You know, now I'm wondering if he was supposed to be the NPC for the Crystal Tower, but they decided to make Graha instead. Huh. That would make a lot of sense. Huh. I wonder if they didn't do that because they couldn't assume people had played Arcanist. I like that conspiracy theory. It's definitely an interesting hypothesis. Also, just to point out, in case you never realized, this is where the Limb Lane point of prayer is. Didn't want to main take, and I was uncomfy tank swapping. I was afraid I'd mess up. Right. So, but were you saying you would use cover on people who were the main tank? Because you could also just not turn on tank stance. I guess I'm confusing the way in which you're referring to how you use coverage, okay. There's a very elaborate joke or the most complicated setup for a very bombastic return 30 years later in 2045 expansion, Tree Sabers. CJ, good to see, glad to have you. How you doing? Hey, it's that weird Limb Lane as a bird monument. I mean, hey, I guess like to me, associating seagulls with Limb Lane makes a lot of sense. As an entity of wind and the sea.
My mind is ordinarily a whirlwind of probabilities and feints and counterattacks, but now there's naught but silence. This is how it was once used to be. Perhaps how it always will be from now on.
Oh, right, I'm supposed to dance. Hoo, ha, he, ha, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Were you always one for dancing? I don't recall any such you've met with a guildmaster, haven't you? That would explain your odd behavior. He doesn't so enjoy seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity, and could have spurned our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person.
Also, oh hell yes, some samosas! Ah! Don't fall over. Rice! Ah! Butter chicken, because I'm the most basic ass white boy there is. Dude, my favorite flavor is vanilla. What do you want from me? Limb Lane. Limsa? Mine. Yeah, straight up. Used it on tank busters that required a tank. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Didn't want to okay, now I follow Jagaima. So here's the one problem with that, is that that doesn't even necessarily work because there are a lot of mechanics where the tank who gets hit by the first one will get a debuff. So technically, even the cover swapping in that way doesn't actually, especially as you get into further like 80 and 90 and stuff, won't even work. But I see what you're saying early on as a way of avoiding that. Fair. Okay. Yeah. That is one way to skip it. But I would still say, to the point about cover, is like, that way you're supposed to do that is to shirk and provoke, you know. You can always provoke and then shirk straight back to the other tank, too. But I'm sure you know that at this point. That's not the point you're making.
But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person?
New grimoire. The leather binding on this recently crafted tome is uncracked, its pages still crisp.
He gave you a grimoire to give to me. Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. You have my thanks, Elio. The guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. With this gift, however, the message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into one I desire. And that means defeating Dosmaga. Gods, my mind is alive again with strategies. I must have time to think. Pray, inform Mr. Stubergeme on my return to duty.
Yeah, I was about to say, Lynn, literally, we saw the tome he gave us, and it was completely different to the book that she was using earlier on. Yeah, but 99% of other portrayals are either a mermaid or just sailor. Sure. I guess I see what you're saying. I guess in my mind, as a symbol of Lim Lane, I think it's still, and an embodiment of her, I think it still makes sense. But yeah, I like it when gods are represented by multiple things. For instance, there's multiple depictions of Zeus, right? There are multiple things that can represent him, whether it be a swan or a bull or a, you know, a lightning bolt. Hey, vanilla is standard for a reason. Vanilla's a great flavor. What do you want? Butter chicken is freaking delicious. I do not care if that makes me basic. Agreed. Nothing wrong with the classics. Agreed. Man, guys, I like hanging with you guys and talking to you guys while doing this stuff. It's a lot of fun. I will say, I feel like I have to put more effort into making sure I commit information I learned during this time to memory, because actively reading in silence versus talking to you guys while doing it, I think definitely splits the attention a bit. So if there's any like lore notes or things that we want to remember, definitely got to make sure to focus on it. Your dance looks like the ground is hot and your feet are bare. Agreed, Tracy. Dying to tank buster auto attack combo is technically passing the aggro to off tank, so it all works. I mean, yeah, as long as the group doesn't wipe. Or a golden shower. I am not joking. This is one of Zeus's forms. How appropriate. How appropriate.
Clea has recovered from her despondency. That's wonderful news, and we have to thank you for it. It's unfortunate, however, that both Clea and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities, but at least in the case of the Foreseer, we have an inkling that this is the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that our partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training, Elio, and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Clea is sure to formulate in the days ahead.
Let me make sure to equip.
I've been expecting you, Elio. As ever, Clea's predictions to prove accurate, almost down to the moment, and her mind is especially sharp with such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. The Low Jackers have contacted us with the words of Dosmaga. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of the Bloodshore. Once the pirate's business there is concluded, rumor has it that he intends to embark on the extended voyage to the east. It'll be some time before he returns once more to Limsa Laminsa. If we pass up this opportunity, Clea will lose her chance to settle the score with Dosmaga, and we will risk the Foreseer stumbling once more into the blackest melancholy. Simply giving close enough to Dosmaga will prove difficult. Clea has, however, already formulated a solution that has set her grand strategy into motion. Your first task as the Undertaken is to travel to Costa del Sol, deliver the set of distractions to a fisherman by the name of Rilzirin. More instructions will be forthcoming.
Scuba-da-doo, scuba. Yes, I remember that from uni. What a thing to learn in university. And what did you learn about today? Well, we learned about gods and how they appear as golden showers. Makes one wonder how many what the fuck myths do the 12 have. I mean, frankly, read the Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 1 alone and you'll be like, quite a few. we doing on time? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. Oh, one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start. Oh, actually, since we started late, we started like at 5 or 4:30 today. For most of you, is this like a good time for like when streams happen? Because I'm setting up the new schedule for my like streams and work and stuff. That I hope they'll be more sustainable. Because it seems like a lot of you guys were ready to go today. So. What is it you want, lad? As you can see, it's me and hands full with me fishing. Ah, thanks for that. I've been told to expect you. To take me home your earrings and deliver to the cook, Opialona. But this is also why I like talking about shit like the cover, which I'm sure you said the exact things before and I just forgot. But because you like I forget things, some things that are incredibly useful for Party Finder, right? That like maybe like incredibly important for covering over people's mistakes in Party Finders. If you're used to playing with a static, you just don't have to worry about them.
Yes, now might I help you? Master Gegeruju is expecting the midday meal any more now.
A herring so fresh it still flaps its fins in one final desperate attempt to propel itself from your pack through the air and back into the sweet salt water it once called home. Yeesh.
Fresh herring! Why, the master does enjoy a bit of broiled fish of an afternoon. That might even earn me a few extra coins for the week's wages. Well, you have earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, the Arcanist colleagues was quite insistent that you take the pie to Master Gegeruju rather than scoff it down yourself.
The amount that Gegeruju comes up in various quests is... I mean, I guess makes sense for his importance to, you know, all of Eastern Lenosia, but still. Personally, yeah, I can watch my phone while at work. Okay, cool. Oh, and I will really on that then. Yeah, Encyclopedia Eorzea Volume 1. I mean, just read that section on the 12 and you're like, well, this is a little fucked up. I mean, just the amount of stories that also aren't sure, like, are Thaliak and, or not Thaliak, is Ulthik and Nymea sisters? Are they, are sisters? Are they siblings? Are they, like, that, like, in one of the original versions of the myth, Thaliak basically found a child Nymea and raised her up and then fell in love with her, which is not Roman Polanski, who's the other one? Oh, what's the other one? Oh, the director, fuck, I forget. Well, anyways, it's just some shit for sure.
What brings you to my, and I use that term facetiously, humble abode, dear sir.
Oh, not oh my god, brain help me. Being fallacious. Oh my god. You ever had that thing where you know a word and just all of a sudden you forget how to pronounce it?
Facetious.
There we go, facetious. Oh my god, I literally use that word all the time. Or at least my dad used it with me.
And what brings you to my, and I use that term facetiously, humble abode, dear sir? Such a heavenly aroma. Are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable that you should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous and ponderings. Speaking of ponderous, well, I was speaking of it, and at least I have a hefty purse of gil to persuade you to relinquish your claim on that pastry.
The culinary Opinialona would have you believe her homemade eel pie is far more delicious than Mother Mione's realm-famous handmade eel pie. Woody Allen, thank you, Ray.
One moment, if you will. I have been instructed by Melvin's gate assessor to hand over this message to whoever delivers an eel pie to Master Gegeruju.
Why? Take the purse you received from Master Gegeruju and hand it to the dancer Edelgeth as she prepares to return home. Clea. What? Why are there all these steps? I'm sure the story's gonna give me some reason for it, but this is a Realm Reborn like padding.
Yes, if you're looking for a dancer, then I would first see your coin, the 3 children to feed, and no time to waste on idle chat.
Oh my, that is quite a purse. My precious darlings will eat like kings this week.
And such a simple job as well. I was told to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I am to give you these. The leather satchel is from your Mikote friend, and the perio is from me. The last item you are to deliver to Dorogo, the warehouse foreman.
It's getting pretty late for me personally, but it's not too late. I still remember seeing sunrise by the end of the 16th stream. Holy moly, Infinite. Thank you for hanging around as much as you do. Okay. Because the absolute earliest I could start it would be like noon, and that's 12 EST my time. It's currently like 6:41 EST for reference, so it'd be like 7 hours earlier than current. I know Final Fantasy V streams are going to be starting pretty late now. They're going to probably be starting at like 8 p.m., so like about now, roughly, because Niniri just needs more time. But I'll figure that out. I ain't got time for the likes of you. If I don't get my work squandered away soon, the master will have me out on the pike. You got something for me, you say? Well-worn perio. Hey now, ain't this Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Anyways, hey now, ain't this Edelgas perio? That Mikote last said some be bringing me a gift, what I couldn't refuse, and stick me with a pitchfork if she weren't telling the goods old truth. Are you supposed to have this bottle of wine? Take it to the Flint Shark and pour a cup for the sailor. What's drinking there? That's what she told me to tell Yanni Road. And watch me back if it was you, though, son. Them sailors the meanest bunch of cutthroats I ever see. Personally, yeah, I can watch on my phone. It's getting pretty late for me. Infinite, you should read EE. That's definitely one that raised my eyebrow. Yeah, works well. It's an amazing time for me to accompany him. Okay, like this time, works good, works good, works good. Okay. So much for me, my big crafting plans for the night. Guess I have to level all jobs now. Hey, leveling all jobs. I remember, if you get every job to 80, you get an Amaro mount. And also, once you level every job to 90, you never have to worry about leveling a job again. It's checked off. It's good to go, and you're prepped for Dawn Trail. I'm just saying. You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well, now, I ain't one to pass up me free grog. Wine so old, no one alive can remember when it was bottled. The cork appears to still be intact. Limlanes, teats. Oh, Ray, if you're here, make a note of that one. Limlanes, teats. Now that's a bloody fine drop. If we ship this stuff to the east, we'll be selling bottles by the crate. You're coming with us back to Morningstar. The captain will want to have a word with you. There's a good lad. And as for ye, Miss Dancer, you stick close to old Hiscorrect. It's goddamn cold on them long sea voyages. I'm gonna take a recording of this just in case there's another good shot of the video.
Shh, we'll talk later.
Oh, okay, so I'll have to go to the boat. Do you have a favorite Zeus form? I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Swan. It doesn't really matter for me this time considering the nature of my work at the moment. Good to know, Rhyme. Is Eden Ramu a play on Zeus? I don't think so. I think Eden Ramu is just a combination of Ixion and Ramu. I think that's why it looks the way it does. The answer is yes. Or is it? I mean, if it is, have they said that somewhere or something? Yeah, Fossius, all the time. I can't wait for Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 3. We're definitely going to stream reading the entirety of that. Planning on getting it before my cruise so I can read it with calming ocean sounds. Sounds so peaceful. It's part of the plan, Elio. Yeah. I'm excited for Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 3. Only like a month to go. I'm planning to use it to work on a FF14 TTRPG set on the 1st. Nice, Light, nice. Imagine Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume opening stream. Yes, just consisting of Elio just screaming into open box, and then Elio will be reading it out loud in a voice channel for several days until it finished reading. Maybe we'll do the day before. We'll read all of EE1 and all of EE2 as a stream. That could be fun. Fun fact: Zeus is etymologically related to Tyr because Zeus is related to Jupiter. Zeu consonant shift into Twi, which is Proto-Germanic for Tyr. Huh. I love learning shit. Thank you, Ryan. Starting now is fun. 0.1% on Thornton. No, Grave, that sucks. Eden is a combination of Ramu and Ixion and a razor. You're ready then. We'll be off as soon as the boat's loaded. For those of you who have done Eden, what was your favorite primal variant version? Sorry, I'm just gonna do something you should never do. Okay. Shiva. Yeah, I guess I should. I said that and I was like, oh, it's gonna be Shiva up the wazoo, isn't it?
Fine grog and...
Fine grog and a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul.
Pray do not stare so. This was the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. I will take the satchel from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need.
Yeah, other than Shiva, let's say. Hey, what mischief are you two about? Because I don't know, I'm kind of a fan of Transformer Titan. Especially the version that you see in the Savage version. I don't think you see that. You don't see the Savage version, the second phase Savage version in normal. No, you don't, do you? If you guys haven't seen, look up Titan, Eden Titan Savage. He's got a second form that's dope.
I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't wish me to catch a chill from the British Ocean air, would you?
You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get you onto the ship, lass. Elio looks too menacing in the hood. I mean, I look like a Lamb of Dalamud, don't I? I mean, it's a slightly wrong red, but... Demands! Good to see, glad to have you. You just saw us going through the Arcanist stuff so we can get the Scholar job. Titan in his ATV. Straight up, though. Okay, yeah, Tracy, we'll definitely do a reading. You better ship off that ratty robe after you meet the captain.
Of course, of course.
Oh! That was the fastest costume change I've ever damn seen.
I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits.
The bitch Admiral Lapdog, come back for your lesson, have you?
It is I who shall be teaching this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy.
And they really want that to become a catchphrase, don't they? Enough of this damn yapping. By the time I'm done with you, you'll remember who your real master is. Stay for Garuda combo.
Elio, this geometry will turn the tide of the battle.
I guess, what is your favorite raid fight then, I guess, in general? Because in terms of design, I'm curious what people's, like, if you go through all the examples. Because Eden does have some big... I really like Iconoclasm. I just really like the look of it. Fight, you worthless sea dogs, and I'll kill all the lot of you. Yeah, that's the, what? You rabbit little cur.
Our numbers are matter not. It is strategy that will win the battle. Prepare yourself, Dosmaka. With your defeat will I cast off the shackles you closed on my soul.
You think so, eh? Think your fancy magic's a match for me blade? You got another thing coming.
Got another thing coming.
I know that's not the line. I know you never seen it coming. Or you didn't.
Your brutalized crew is not up to the task.
So you think you can handle a few deck scrags? Yet your pretty plans into blood. Me axe to carve your pretty plans into bloody ruin. Take you down like a little bitch. I summon you, Ifrit, demon of fire. A pine cone. Dosmaga, poison heart. The only time you will ever see me dance on a corpse. I won't do it in PvP against a real player, but I will do it to a fucking NPC. That's some lighting change.
Dosmaga now faces defeat. He will flee to the starboard rail. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into the sea.
You think you're pulling me strings, do ya? Think I'll dance to your tune? Well, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks.
It is at that moment that he notices the yellow jackets I had you summon in my explicit instructions to Eorzean. Okay. Fair. Fair. I feel like you could have done it a different way, but fair. At least there's a reason for all the rigmarole.
You were a fool to return, Dosmaga. I hear you found shackles, so we brought a set specially for you.
Tsukuyomi. Well, I meant raids in specific, but I mean, like, if you want to save trials, I mean, I'd be curious what people's favorite trial is. Thus concludes today's lecture. Thank you, Elio. The strategy would not have succeeded without your flawless execution, which suggests that my tactics yet require more work. One must allow for some small deviation in performance. I believe, however, that I will now understand where my calculations went awry. It is not enough to wish to shape reality. One must also have a complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought out our guildmaster.
And she was never heard from again. Dude, if she landed in a boat, she just broke her neck. Yeah, she just broke her neck.
Pray convey to Mistress Thubergy my fondest wishes and my appreciation for all that she has done for me. The true test of my strategies now begins.
Okay, wait, can I point this out? This is funny. So I said, hey, what's everyone's favorite raid? Someone said a trial. What's everyone's favorite trial? Someone says an alliance raid. No shade, Tracy. I thought that was funny.
The true test of my strategy now begins.
I don't know if it's timed to make it dawn when you do that, but that is really pretty if it's not. I mean, it's really pretty if it is. Shadow Raid Shadow. Well played, Sean. Well played. Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, yeah, it is specifically timed for that cutscene. Favorite trial, Warrior of Light. Good choice. Yeah, Seed of Sacrifice is fucking a great one. Favorite raid boss, final boss of Eden. I like this. I like the second phase in the Savage of one. I like appearance-wise and stuff. I like that the final battle, but the normal is just too story focused and a little too boring for me. Like the Savage version of E12, though, I fucking slaps. Am I the only one with the fish in Eden? What? The fish in looking forward to leveling my tanks and healers for Dawn Trail. We'll do it together. So, you know what? Actually, let me pull these up. So one of the things I did, is I preemptively made. Give me a second to turn this on so you guys can see. I made, Eorzean archives, T photos, streams, other streams. I made images for all. I actually need to update these so they have different faces, but I have a dungeon stream, job stream, leveling stream, and quests. So if you guys want to level me when we're doing leveling streams, we can all level together. Jobs, we'll be unlocking jobs in Elio. Dungeons, we'll be doing variant, deep dungeons, and normal dungeons. Any ones we haven't already done. And then quests are when we'll be doing side quests. So we're going to have all those kinds of streams going on, so feel free to join for the different kinds. Obviously, job unlocking is a little bit more solo, but definitely would love it if you guys joined in for when we're doing any of the stuff. It's always a good time. If you haven't unlocked any jobs, now's a great time to unlock them while we're doing this stream together. Don't knock the pine cone. It's the best weapon for the defeating the being known as Dora. Dez, you know what I'm talking about. Hola. Pancreas, the forbidden one. For Eden, some of those I've only done a couple times, but probably Shiva, again, for fight design, yeah. But honestly, Eden has a lot of great fights, agreed. Who could forget Eternal Breath isn't all its glory. Still would be Square-based Titan. Cosm is a great concept-wise, but oh boy, is it not human-friendly at all. Human-friendly? What do you mean by that? I love the mechanics in it. Do you mean, like, human-friendly because of memorying it? Tsukuyomi. I think that'll dance to your tune. He asks, as he danced to her tune. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Man who was stabbed. The Arcanist quest line is a giant Rube Goldberg setup, which I mean makes sense for its characters. Mists of the Realm for me. Yeah, Mists of the Realm's got some great fights. My only problem with the Realm fight wise is I wish the final fight had a little bit more to it. Welcome back, Elio. There is much I would ask you, but first, may I have the satchel you received during your assignment? May I have the leather satchel you received during your assignment? Odd leather satchel. The veil of mystery surrounding this otherwise ordinary sack is thick. It could suffocate in, so thick it could suffocate an Auroch. It's so awesome you do that. Oh, I'm glad you think so, Jagaimo. I love playing with you. I love talking to you guys. I love playing it. It's just so much more fun. Sometimes I want to like relax and like when I play the game, and when I do that, I'm basically AFK brain doing a bunch of crystalline conflict or front lines. But most of the time, I just rather would like. With stuff like this, I'd rather, if I'm making progress, I'd rather do it with people. So I definitely really love playing with all you guys. So definitely sometimes though, I just kind of want to, I don't want to deal with people. That's not right. I just want to turn off my brain, and I can't turn off my brain if other people are around. Does anybody else have that? Like, no matter how close I am to someone, if another human being is around, even if it's a partner, I can't turn off my brain. I can't be not on. The only way I can be not on is if I'm like doing something alone. The original owner needs to her costume back, you see. I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Now, let us speak with Clea. I'm glad to know that she's finally freed herself to pursue her heart's desire, and you are to thank for awakening the Foreseer to her self-imposed fetters. The brilliance of Clea's strategies served to blind her to her own feelings, and it pained me to see her suffer so. Your example may even encourage Clea to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instruction. Imagine those two obsessive arcanists and the complexity of the tactics they will develop. It may very well be that your actions in bringing them together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention in the art of arcanima. You too should look to the improvement of your discipline if you are to keep pace with all that is certain to follow. To that end, I offer you a new technique. One I pray allows you to more readily drive back the foes on the battlefield. Hey, an actual shirt. Oh, but it's not actually good stats. Can I actually go pick up Scholar now? Huzzah! Ruin 2! Now I can ruin things twice as fast. At least my boots are no longer yellow. Where do I go to pick up Scholar? Is it... you who I talked to? Yes! Yes! Alcazolka! It's time.
Elio, have you any interest in history? If so, I would share with you the opportunity to study the ways of the ancient. A curiously refined and well-read marauder visited the guild the other day, in the hopes that he might meet an arcanist of exceptional skill. He claims that the assistance of one such individual would be invaluable for the success of the archaeological research. I say claims, because despite his eloquence, the thought of a marauder with academic ambitions still strikes me as odd. You are, of course, free to formulate your own opinions. His name is Alcazolka, and he can be found at the Marauders Guild should curiosity overwhelm you. Ah, where's in the area when you need him?
Favorite trial, we're the normal raid, P12. P12 is a pretty good one. Alliance raids, pop up. Honestly, of Pandemonium, which is my favorite? Music-wise, Scream or P11. I'm gonna have a sacrilegious comment. I don't like the P12 or the P9 and 10 theme that much. I think they're really, really good. I don't like them nearly as much as like Scream. They just do a lot less for me. But I do love P11 theme. But then again, I'll take any version of the Amarot theme and fucking love it to death. Trial Susano, Warrior Light, Raid P11 for the fight, probably. Brute Justice for the vibes. And, dude, okay, I can get behind that. Yeah, P8S Phase 2 for boss design. Yeah, the Phase 2 in Savage Phase 2? Yeah. Dude, did you ever want to have a, it is just straight up, hey, let's put a Resident Evil boss in Final Fantasy. I have them all max level right now. I'm talking about when the cap is raised. Oh, yeah. So awesome to do kind of stuff with everyone, of course. In that case, my favorite fight was the time I accidentally entered Epic Fate on my own, completely ignored Torn from the heavens, blaring as a warning, and almost died, if not for the players joining. Nice. Normal raid, P12, Alliance raid, Puppets Bunker, Trial, Final Day. Dude, Final Day is pretty good for vibes. And it's also, like, mechanics versus vibes is very different, right? Okay, well, I need to actually do 6.5 content so I don't feel like I'm getting very slightly spoiled whenever stuff like that. I'll get spoiled. I'm sorry, Alara, I will not mention anything more about it. I mean, Iconoclasm really relies on a very untrustworthy nature of people's ability to connect two dots, also known as 10 wipes on normal with normal players. It's literally just color. Blue go to blue, red go to red. If laser go in blue, avoid blue until blue fire laser. But yeah, I mean, isn't that always how it goes? Speaking of leveling, I want to get my Paladin on my main to 90 for Dawn Trail, but I'm scared of tanking in higher level duties. Don't feel fully ready yet. I'm sure someone else said this already, but yeah, I'm sure someone would help you level that, Raven. Also, don't forget that if you want to level, you can also level something, rather than just doing dungeons, you could do Palace of the Dead from 1 to 60, Heaven on High from 60 to 70, or 61 to 70, or whatever, Bosnia from 71 to 80, and Eureka Orthos from 81 to 90. So that works really well. Yes, 100% of the time, me as well. Okay, so you guys feel similarly about other people being around and can't be off. Okay. I feel that I'm around others, it's hard to zone out. Yep, peace, people take energy. I'm currently leveling Paladin using front lines. That also totally works. Yeah, PvP is a great way. Play a bunch of Cruising Conflict, get your series rewards. Almost 90 with only doing everyday frontline roulette. Yeah, you get a lot of XP from that bit by bit. That'll be nice maybe later today or something. That week I'll start trying to get my Paladin to 90 on Raven with, yeah, but he's using me in case I'll mess up. Yeah, good, definitely good idea. Don't forget to use looking for group. Trusts are a nice way to practice the higher level stuff too. Yeah, especially on tanks since you can control the pace of the NPCs. And you can work on leveling them up for costumes. Alkazolka, the one Lala that a lot of people thought to be a girl, even though he is named Alkazolka, not Alkaka Alka. Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand design-wise, people think Alkazolka is female, though, a little. I definitely can see it. Blame it on the Alkazolka, baby. Definitely let me know. Whitestone Black is my favorite. Interesting. Yeah, Whitestone Black is I don't want to say Whitestone Black's mid in quality, but, like, in terms of, like, what hits for me. But then again, I like Footfalls, and plenty of people don't. I think P910, P10 theme is okay, but I can't hear it anymore after Levin Strike Hell. Yeah. After you've been stuck in P9S for a while, and then if you get stuck in like P10 on Harrowing Hell, clears Crepe. Yeah, Scream is a real banger. Yeah, Scream thematically speaks to me a lot more than anyone amongst the weary and the tireless one. Yeah, same. I mean, that's also just lyrics do a lot for me. The NAA Basios version of the theme feels like a downgrade from Scream. Yeah, great, but Scream is one of my favorite songs in the game. Yeah. My words, Elio. Scream, Return to Oblivion. Yeah, Return to Oblivion is one of the best songs in the game. It's so, I need the orchestration scroll for Scream. Pandemonium favorite fight, probably P10. It has a lot of things to do and keep everyone on their feet. And also, I am Pandemonium, and those cells are mine. Oh, you know, speaking of, and I think I showed this to a couple of you guys already, but let me pull up. So my, I have a static that does a lot of content together. And sometimes we'll make memes, and I also make I make images for our like reminders, for when a battle's for when like our reclears and stuff are coming up. And this is was our P10S prog image I made. I will say it's super different between if you've done Savage versus normal, right? Like, P10 as a normal raid actually has more going on, so I get why people will love it, but it is... do I like P10S less than I like not P9S? Ooh, that actually is tough. There are parts of both I don't love. I love P11S. P11S is dope.
Thank you for setting aside your preconceptions, Elio. I'm acutely aware that how unusual it is for a marauder to conduct research, as it were.
Just a tad.
However, you shall soon understand that I am not at all like my more muscular brethren. Rather than rush blindly into the enemy's maw, I formulate and execute stratagems to great effect. My archaeological pursuits are but an extension of this practice, for at present, I am researching the military tactics of ancient Nim. It would not surprise me if you were unfamiliar with Nim. The civilization flourished some 15-odd centuries ago during the 5th Astral Era. The Nimians lived during an age of wonders, where the magical arts flourished. But magics can be wielded for weal or woe, and this period of peace eventually gave way to the Great War of the Magi. The nations of the bygone era brought earth-shattering magics to bear against one another, yet Nim, with only a handful of mages to support its army of mariners, repulsed would-be invaders time and time again. Precisely how a military force of this composition could defy its stronger neighbors is a mystery, which has long puzzled military historians. By translating extant Nim tablets, which I have recently purchased, I mean to solve the riddle at long last. As my knowledge of Arcanima is cursory at best, I require an experienced arcanist to assist me with my analysis of any text pertaining to the magical arts. Will you be that arcanist, Elio? There is, however, a complication. The Nimian tablets and other assorted relics, for which I paid an exceedingly large amount of money, were stolen en route to Limsa. The information inscribed upon those tablets could be of untold significance. I will not allow thieves to sell it to some rich Ul'dan collector for a pittance. Pray, accompany me to the Raincatcher's Gully docks to help reclaim my relics. I have strong reasons to believe the perpetrators can be found there.
P11S is fun. Yeah, P11S is a good time. I'm trying to think about the other fights. Like this, P7 was good. I like P7. P6. P6 was good. P5 is good. I just don't like Devour. I mean, Devour is not a bad mechanic. Devour is a perfectly fine mechanic. And once you know what to do with it, it's not. P5, I think, will also be a really great, not maybe intro, but like second, like not even intermediate really, but pseudo-intermediate level Savage raid to teach people with. Because like it has Devour, which is a mechanic that really does make you like say like, hey, learn how to do this. It's pretty straightforward to solve, but learn how to do it. P10 has PTSD, yeah. Also, to answer something earlier, I mostly play Warrior with my static, but yeah, 0 to none of use of a cover there. Yeah, okay. So we do agree on that, is that cover's really, would you agree, Craig, with me that cover is really great for clutch moments, but that's only necessarily relevant if those clutch moments exist. And they don't necessarily exist in as much in, I want to see Elio's face. I know I'm going to be undergeared probably going into this, but I want to...
As I suspected, there's not more than broken men who have seized the docks and taken to robbing every passing ship. Come, let's put an end to their banditry and take back what is ours.
I work in a grocery store and I've learned how to zone out around people.
Have at thee, knaves!
I mean, the thing is I can zone out around people. For instance, I can play front lines and not be stressed out by other people. But like, I don't know, when I'm hanging out with you guys, it's not like I'm gonna zone out and not talk to chat, or, you know, if I'm hanging out with my partner, I want to be present. I can't like not turn off the notion of like being present. Get him. Broken Marauder. Broken Thaumaturge. Ruby, go! Alkazoka the Thinker.
Do you see any others? No? Excellent. Now help me search for the tablets.
Got him.
Yes, that's it. A treatise on Nemean military tactics, just as I had hoped.
Ooh, and a soul crystal. Where's her gun?
What? Hello there.
Oh!
Mayhap the tablet can explain this. Scholars, fairies, familiars? The sunlight of Eos doth soothe and shield. The moonlight of Selene doth silence and strengthen. Elio? By the 12, have you any idea what this means? We've rediscovered the long-lost magical arts of Nemean scholars.
Oh, hell yes, Crepe. We are on the same team. I'm sorry. Coolest skill in this game as of now, Passage of Arm. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I'm sorry, but especially an ability that actually is really useful in fights and clutch for mitigating damage, for saying, hey, my teammates, not only am I the bulwark, the bastion, the tank, the vanguard, the one who stands in front, but also I do so with lights of wings! Wings of light, baby! Oh, yes! Oh, look at it. Glory be to the paladin! Yeah, so, to answer that, yes, Crepe, we can 100% agree on that one.
Fairies. Honest to God, fairies. Well, now I have seen everything. Anyways, I shall return to the guild and begin translating the tablet. I cannot wait to see what other secrets it contains.
Did 50 runs of EX6 and EX4 and about 10 P8Ss in PF. Nice. And PFM 1 to 5 picked up in the cover strats during that. Yeah. Okay. I can see for some of those fights why cover strats actually could be useful. Fair. Especially in PF. 10 out of 10, ruffle. P10 out of P10. Only thing missing is the face app smile on the face. He's just showing off his special cells. I think I like P10 more than P10S. The jumpy towers are very fun, though. Yes, the jumpy towers are fun, and I know Misago, if you're around, loves them quite fiercely. I place P10S above or below my disdain for P3S, but they are both pretty low on my list. I would say I definitely place it above, because I only have one real problem with P10S, and that is oh, why did I go in here? Roll stacks and spreads are just a little too tight. And 1 extra second would solve pretty much all my real problems with P10S. P11S is fun. Literally go from a get-go that says that Nim was crushed in the war between Mach and Emperor with barely any mages on their side, but Club still burning strong. Yeah. P1S was insanely comfy learning from my first Savage Resistance. P1S is one of, if not the best, I think, currently Savage should teach people how to Savage with. Yeah. I think P1 is a phenomenal intro to Savage. It has mechanics that do require you to learn and that do require personal understanding of but also it's pretty comfy and pretty straightforward. So I started Savage rating with current tier, only did P8S and P4S phase 1. Don't like P8S phase 2 that much other than the design, but I like P2 of P4, phase 2 of P4S from what I've seen. Yeah, I don't like phase 1 of P8S. But yeah. Yes, very great clutch in moments, but you need clutch moments for it to be good, yeah. I've had a hard time tuning out people, which is why in every job I've ever had, I tried to stealthily hide my earbuds wires with my long-sided Birds for Secret podcast listening. Oh, Demins, you speak to my soul. When I worked food, I would always just try to be like, hey, can I just go wash dishes? And then I would hide my earbuds. Elio, can we agree that Passage of Arm? Yeah. Is this our first in-game intro to familiars? Well, I mean, Carbuncle, it depends on how you want to define familiar. Because Carbuncle still exists. It also depends on when you do this in gameplay, because depending on where you are in A Realm Reborn. In theory, though, it very easily could be, if not is. My brightest Passage of Arm or P Savage Memory is not even mine, but my friends during a P8S phase 2 alchemy phase, instead of saying correct callouts, person kept screaming violent poison without elaborating repeatedly. Yeah, and good for cheapos. Passage is part of why I started. Yeah, and Passage is great for cheapos. Passage is part of why I started leveling Paladins so pretty. Yeah. How many Manderville weapons do peeps have so far? On Elio, 1. On Lend, all of them. Honestly, I was fully expecting Passage to be completely useless flavor skill like Machinist Flamethrower, but it's actually really good in Trials and Raids. Yeah, Passage of Arms is really good, for sure. It's cool. I like adding to the badassery of Passage when I DPS by following up with a gap closer and damage some for, yeah. Also, if you know attack snapshots, doing Passage of Arms as a weave feels great. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, and I was only made aware of this recently. If you have people in your party, for the Paladin, when you cancel Passage of Arms, I don't know if you can see it because of the banner going across, your buff goes away, but all your allies get the buff for another 5 seconds. So you can actually weave in Passage of Arms intermittently to try and give a little bit of extra as well.
Excellent timing, Elio. I've just finished transcribing a section which will doubtless be of interest to you. According to the tablet, the crystal from which fairy sprang forth is called the Soul of the Scholar. It contains the wisdom of those long-dead Nemean mages. With it, you can call upon the fairies as you did before and bind her to your will. As I said before, I have little knowledge of Arcanima, so unless you have some objections, I'd like to entrust the crystal to you. Oh, and you needn't recompense me. Simply knowing that the lost arts are being preserved is enough. I shall devote my energy to deciphering the remaining texts. Should I discover anything new, I promise that you will be the first to know.
Finally, I can play Scholar in PvP. Oh, my beautiful Scholar. Oh, Scholar unlocked. If you don't know, Scholar in PvP is disgusting. It's disgustingly good. It's very easy to get, like, top 5 of the, top 5 damage in the entire map on Frontline as Scholar. It's just, it's disgusting. Let's put some clothes on. Okay, they're not pretty clothes, but they're clothes. How much time do I got? 7:18? Okay, we got a bit of time. I'm gonna say one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, I haven't started this on Elio yet, and I wanna do the, quest, to get the Gleaner outfit. Because I think that's what I want Elio's, like, default outfit to be, because his normal outfit, obviously, is a blacksmithing outfit, but I can't wear that for combat jobs. It's cool. I like adding to I have 3 fully upgraded and working on Dark. I now understand why the Warrior of Light is terrified of tombstones. Does anyone know where you pick up the quest for what's-her-face? Margaret. Harbor. Thank you, Musico. I have 3 fully uploaded. With current gear Echo, you skip both Dogs 2 and Snakes 2 and P8 Edge, which makes the fight a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, it's not so much that it's just that it's tight. It's just that the P8S is really tight as a fight, and fights that are that level of tight I can find frustrating sometimes. Just because it's so easy for one person to miss it and then everything to spiral out of control. Maybe I'll like it in the future, though. Which one is it? Wait, you can skip both phases to us, yeah. But Snakes 2 and Dogs 2 are easier than the first versions. Yeah, like that's the problem. Only bad thing about Passage of Arms, the one time I got too trusting in it and used it instead of Limit Break 3 during Seed of Sacrifice EX, everyone died, but everyone was laughing. Also, fun fact, when he does his Limit Break 4 in that, he does like a Passage of Arms attack on it. It's Passage of Arms, but it's got like a ton of runes in it. Looks dope as hell. Prior to Harvest. Yeah, that's fair. To be fair, I was doing P8S prior patches. I haven't done it recently. It may be that I'll like it more now. And doing it with like a full static of practice people. Does anyone know? A request of one's own. Thank you. Okay, I don't have that as an option. What is it? Maybe there's a prereq. I have heard your voice. Okay, there are going home, which I already... Oh! Fuck a duck. I can't do it. You have to have done going home, and I'm saving doing the newfound adventure and all that until later. That's fine. What I will do, however, is start unlocking some quests. Or start unlocking some tribal group stuff. You're right. Is that redlocked one over there? No, I don't think it even pops up. It won't pop up until I do the MSQ for it. It has a ton of runes and also is Astian Glyph, but in a white. Yeah, you need to be a crafter. Yeah. I like the level of tightness of P8S. Phase 2 is just too easy to execute for me once you know how to do it. I guess my problem with the thing is that if something's it's not about whether or not I find it fun, is I get frustrated very easily when people keep wiping to it. Because I get bored having to do the same mechanic over and over again, if that makes sense. If you didn't do P8S save to a healer, I don't want to hear you calling it easy. Or do we call them convocation glyphs after Pandemonium? I mean, both would be true. Convocation glyph, I think, would probably be, technically speaking, more accurate. As you're going to do a good boy yellow quest in the harbor, do the good boy yellow quest. Good boy yellow quest. Are you talking about the yellow for pudding? Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go unlock the some tribal quests. Let's see. Okay, can I get a vote? Which tribal quest should I go unlock? So I can do them. I'm going to eat up for a little second. Which tribal quest should I unlock while I to do like kind of like the dailies off stream? Oh, so. Holy shit. Guys. Samosas are so good. Okay, I see Mughals, Omicron, Sylphs. You okay? Okay, we're gonna do Mughals first because that's got 2 votes. And if we have time, we'll keep unlocking the others. Should go to Zenith, I'm not mistaken. And Ananta. Do you like Ananta, particularly? Great. V and I on the same wavelength. Oh yeah, oh no, I'm totally fine. It's just like, oh my god, our samosas so good. Okay, do I not unlock it here? Where is the Mughal tribe quest? Mughal daily quest, you unlock it through bricks and stones. The Churning Mist 27-2. Okay, so it should be here. Did I already unlock it? Do I have it in my thing already? Did I already do it? No, because I would have a quest. Require quest into the area. Okay, we already have done that. $27.2. Oh wait, 27.2. That can't be right. 27.34. I don't know what the fuck I was reading. Okay, it should be here. Unlocked to speak to sea in the Churning Mist. Trick Stone is only unlocked after a long change. But marked with the yellow icon, not the MSQ meter icon, the blue feature. Okay. Although you can start the first quest after level 3 in Mogul Stress and Expert wait until 56. Copy it. Mughal main. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I have to do like all the quests in the Churning Mist in order to do that. So we're gonna put that off. We're gonna do that later. We'll do that on one of the things. Said it's in pillars. Okay, we'll go to the pillars first and see what happens. Crafter start. Yes, I will. Yeah. Okay, so well, wait. If Elio is going to poster job for each expansion and poster job for Dawn Trail's Viper, does that mean yes that I will have to play a DPS for Dawn Trail? Correct. But we're going through it. It'll kill me, but I did it for Samurai and Monk. What were the other ones that people were saying? Loporits. And then Omicrons. The unlock quests are gold. Yeah, thank you, Lim. Moo can also give you some craft to gather style glams. I think at level 1 anything glam. Okay, good to know. Existence is pain, Sir Gabi. Existence is pain! Nantar are in my top 3 with Labos and Omicron. Interesting. Any particular reason? Oh, right. I didn't do all the thingy. Let's figure out what the Lawbreak quests are. Okay. To unlock Leverage Equipment, must first complete the Must Be Dreaming way. Can be unlocked by completing the enemy squad and Dream a Little Dream, which is the conclusion of the quest line beginning with Aether Currents. Quest named that way. Must first complete the Must Be Dreaming way and to level 90 and Walker and Dream a Little Dream, which is the conclusion. Okay, name that way. Should have it because we got blue. A way to make a living, one way or another. Dream a little dream. Okay. I need to do this quest. Okay, fuck it. You know what? We're already here. Let's unlock it. I'm personally currently doing Matanga for allied quests because the other 2 are already finished. I wonder what rewards will they make for allied rank. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. I forgot to mention in one of my games there's a dragon that has a name very close to Elio, so I gave the Moogle a voice. Oh, beautiful. Is Crafter unlocked at high enough? Never saw them played on Elio. Yes, I leveled up Blacksmith even though I haven't done any of the quests. I leveled up Blacksmith so I could have my outfit, my canonical outfit. Though I technically can't have my canonical earring because you can't wear it on a Crafter job.
My warmest and fuzziest thanks for you continue help, Elio. I was thinking if other Loporits couldn't tell you what I might be best at, perhaps you could follow me around and see for yourself. My primary work includes gathering materials, equipment maintenance, and most importantly, character protection, all indispensable to our day-to-day operations, as I'm sure you'll agree. As for what to show you, perhaps this is a spot of foraging. Everyone likes a good forage. Well, need to go see Thanking Way and Greatest in Ensville first. They're the Loporits who allocate the sort of work. I hate to step on any toes.
Thank you, V. Yeah, V explained it. Also, you probably need to swap crafters. Dragon 2. Do you have any Gatherer at 80? No. Do I even have a Gatherer unlocked? Whoop! I definitely need to go unlock a Gatherer, so we'll make sure to do that right before we start. We got 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes until I need to go meet my static. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, there are some prereqs. First play, yeah. Thank you, V. Bunnies are for crafters, Omicrons for gatherers, Arca Soldiers battle one. Really like how you rebuild the Garleans checkpoint into something positive and how much the tribal groups in that area and Anta and Mikote are work together as a nation. Actually, you know what? For those reasons, Crepe, I do love it for those reasons. Yeah, I'm actually with you there. I think people miss that. I think especially for Stormblood's themes and what it's focusing on, it's a really good.
I see you have a rather special companion today, Dreaming Way. What's the occasion? Oh, nothing of import. He's simply here to observe me as I go about my day. Speaking of which, are there any tasks in need of doing? As a matter of fact, there are. Building Way is in need of more crystals. Could you perchance mine some? But of course, I suppose he'll want the usual assortment. Right off then. It's off to Valles Valnuris. I'll go ahead and look for a suitable deposit of crystals.
Okay, how many, what am I missing for character to travel Aether Currents? Marlin. Oh, I'm just missing one quest. Okay, I should just go do that quest quick. I keep like, okay, I want to do this, but I have to go step back. This is why we're doing these streams, so I can unlock everything on Elio and be like actually prepared. I really, by canonical earring, he means the whole ass ear-mounted etheric crystal that can probably be used for teleportations. That big, yes, the one I have on right now. I believe it was the Shadowbringers pre-order. And when I first started playing at Ward all the time, just because I was leveling stuff a bunch, and so I got used to having it on all the time, and I didn't glam over it for some reason. And so it kind of just became, it went from being like something that I was like, man, that's kind of garish, to now I just like so associate with my characters that I always wear it. Elio Toon. Wait, Force of Habit. Thank you, Infinite. I guess we haven't talked about it. What for the last job that hasn't been introduced, the caster they're going to be introducing? What job are you guys wanting it to be? I ignore like what it should be. Like what do you think? Like what would you want if you could have any caster?
Oh bother. There's no sign of any of them. It's almost time to eat. You there. If you happen to be heading into the Curatorium, could you let my fellows know it's mealtime? If we don't eat, I can't take my nap. Anything. You should come running at the mention of carrots of happiness. So just say those 3 magic words and they'll be on their way. Oh, carrots of happiness is the like footfalls, the like upbeat footfalls theme. The bum 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 bum. Like that version of it. That song's called Carrots of Happiness. I want it to be whatever makes Reddit the most mad. I want the Pictomancer. Pictomancer would be cool. Turtle Juggler. Up until Endwalker, only Ananta and Moogles are this interconnected with the expansion theme. I would argue that there's a lot that all of the tribal groups are deeply connected to ARR's broad themes for a Realm Reborn, but fair. Vath and Vanu, yeah. Their stories are tied into the maps, but not into the story as much. Ananta definitely. Kojin, tied into the map, but not tied in necessarily into the broader themes. Namazu, tied into the map, but not broader themes. Yeah, okay, yeah. Take the square root of the roots, and you get... What did I write wrong? Carrot of Happiness. Carrots of Happiness, you say? My, is it that time already? I was working on projects for optimal carrot production based on the total population of Theros to ensure that, oh, never mind. I must make haste or I'll miss on the seconds.
God, I'm so terrible at spelling. Green Mage or Geomancer. Honestly, Ryan, right now, look, the Green Mage speculation, especially with that charm, I think are pretty fair. Or at least something Green Mage edition. For all I've said that Green Mage to me doesn't make much sense because Ast already covers for it, what I do think is that a shamanistic version of Green Mage, which is effectively kind of what my pitch for a version of Geomancer was, a shamanistic Geomancer, a shamanistic Green Mage, like in Tactics Advanced 2, actually makes a lot of sense.
Oh my whiskers, a visitor from Theros? What do I do? What do I say? And have you brought any snacks? Could that mean? Yes, it must be time to eat at last. Oh, how I've waited for this moment. There's nothing like a carrot of happiness to fill the void in one's belly and soul.
Necromantic, okay. Whatever Gosetsu came back with. The Shugendo stuff? Yeah. The Shugendo stuff is pretty cool. I'd be surprised if that doesn't come back up in some way in the future. I feel like that was definitely laying the seed work for a future story or expansion or something. Okay, real talk. As much as I want Beastmaster's limited job, which honestly that's my vote for it. The more I think about Geomancer, it would also work. As a limited job? What about it do you think would work better as a limited job? Like, what's the, like, collection aspect or the... You know, or the limited aspect of it, I guess. The thing that makes it weird.
Oh, carrots, my carrots, the prize we sought is won. What? What? They're serving carrots of happiness today. My deep, luscious orange, the tempting, slender silhouette. Wait for me, my darling. I'm coming for you.
My favorite part, writing long random stuff for those types of quests that contain the actual words for the NPC. I guess I never thought about that. Yeah, you could add whatever you want to it. Oh, that's really funny. Gosetsu's current job is, you can say, very, very Shugendo, very Onmyoji. Yeah, there's definitely some of the aspects of Onmyoji. What's interesting is we see other Onmyoji in places like Zadnor, and that practice seems to be slightly different. But for sure, it's definitely in that ballpark.
So if you return, and everyone else is accounted for. Sustenance is essential for us leopards, though I suppose people are the same. In any case, we expend a lot of efforts in raising a whole variety of carrots. Carrots of happiness are a new cultivar that are particularly comforting, though. And it seems almost silly to have our workers consume so many carrots, just so that we can produce more carrots. But that's the problem that can be solved with even more carrots. No need to worry about the details. I'll work out the figures just as soon as... What were we talking about?
What's an 80 job that I can get that XP for? Dark. Don't let XP go to waste. Yawning away is an actual mimetic threat. I yawned several times already. You're welcome. Elio, I'm begging you, please stop yawning. I'm already struggling here. I'm sorry. The lines! I still want some kind of chemist job. It could be work as a caster or a healer. You know, it's so funny. I want chemist as a ranged DPS. That's the version of chemist I want real bad. Like kind of like Riku from 10. But yeah, I mean, I'll take any version of it. I definitely want a chemist for sure. Not gonna lie, being able to tame fate bosses would be a limiting part of or hunts. Yeah, that'd be cool. Definitely. I want Beastmasters so bad. There are now baby chickens in the Discord. Is caster not ranged DPS? No. So ranged DPS is considered a separate category. So there's melee DPS, ranged DPS, caster, healer, and tank are the 5 whole categorizations. So like bard, machinist, and dancer are ranged DPS. Or sorry, I didn't say fizz. Sorry, you're right. Casters would still be under the categorization of ranged DPS. I meant, by saying ranged, I meant ranged fizz. My bad. I only ever heard it called fizz ranged, yeah. So you're right. You're right. Technically speaking, absolutely, black mage, red mage, and summoner should be all ranged to DPS. But I was just omitting. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Oh god, I will never get over the Mari Lamentorum musical theme. Where do amber rods in time moving swiftly? Oh, okay, what am I missing? Ah, there's the cave. Let's follow it.
Ah, you found me. Truth be told, while I was waiting, I felt an itch to get started in the room. Before I knew it, I had gathered all the crystals. Building way we'll need. I have a feeling we could use some sand as well, though, so why not collect it while we're here? I'm sure one bit of gray sand looks much like the rest of you, but trust me, the gray sand here is the best. It's simple enough to work, so would you care to join me? Splendid. I'll let you have the deposits right outside the grot. They're always so delightfully gritty. Return here when you're filled with a bag or two.
This DPS is already covered in all types of physical ranging, from shooting to shooting, but with bow or to throwing. Yeah, but I mean, like, imagine like mixing chemicals. I mean, look, at a certain point, melee DPS is you're either slashing or you're piercing, right? like literally, it's slashing. Okay, punching, but piercing with your weapons. Piercing, slashing. You know? I don't really get how chemist job would make sense as a physical and not magic damage, though. To be fair, it's all made up rules anyways. So imagine you're mixing, so chemist, right? You're mixing chemicals and then tossing those chemicals, right? So imagine like think like the Mudra system with Ninja. Imagine that you have chemical A, chemical B, chemical C, and then you mix them together and they have different effects. This is just an example, not literally my fully composed idea. So you're tossing those, like there's been long histories of like grenade and chemists in other versions of Final Fantasies have been like kind of like ranged DPS. You basically mix different stuff together and throw it at the enemy. I guess how would chemists work in spellcraft? Maybe would be a better way for me to better understand the caster version of it. Like, what's the spell that makes it chemist? Because chemist is specifically not arcane. It's specifically, like, chemical and therefore physical, you know? How was the sand? Coarse sand obtained from the lunar surface.
Lovely as ever, Building Way. We'll be delighted. We should make our delivery to Thinking Way as soon as possible. Last one, there's Moldy Carrot.
Chemist is a machinist, but with water. They're all just dots, yeah. Other than Remy. Historical chemists in other FF games have been non-mages. I guess what makes it magical would be, and I don't mean that to like just throw shit. I mean that genuine, like I'm having a hard time conceptualizing them. No, that's fair. By FF standard, as far as magic versus figs, I'm thinking of in a different paradigm. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Machinist mixed with chemist reminds me of the alchemist from Mabinogi. Dude, I haven't thought about Mabinogi in like 15 years. What a strange game. I mean, technically all jobs are magical. Yeah, to varying degrees. That's true. I guess what I would say is alchemical. It's definitely degrees, right? Like, what's a good machinist versus is definitely magical in that you're channeling aether for specific effects, but it's very different to like say a black mage or white mage, right? But we just don't talk about earth magic. Let's get that sweet XP. Oh god, I can't. I need another bite. Oh god, give it to me. So good.
Ah, that was efficient. Did you manage to procure what I asked for? And more. I thought the Building Way might want some of that oh-so-sandy Valles Vulneraris sand, so we went ahead to gather that too. Now that you mentioned it, he did ask to procure some gray sand. Heavens, it would have been embarrassing if I had turned up without a grain. Do you remember what he needed it for? I vaguely recall mentioning of a pit full of this stuff. Apparently the children of Atheris enjoy such things. I'm more curious about how you were aware of this request, Building Way. Building Way said he hadn't told anyone but me about his latest project. Well, I must have overheard you two talking when I was out collecting crystals last time. Given how far the grot is from here, that seems incredibly unlikely. But never mind that. You brought the sand, and for that I'm most grateful. See what I mean? That's some good sand. Now, while I enjoy this tiny glimpse of my day-to-day life, did you find any dreams I might be capable of aspiring to? Oh, don't worry if you haven't. We've only just begun, after all. I really must learn to be patient. Surely the right inspiration is out there, just waiting to strike.
Are we doing on time? Okay, yeah. We can make it, guys. We can make it. What are you eating, and can I have some? It's a samosa, which are, oh, they're so good. And sadly, I can't eat it hard enough to get it to you.
Let's waste no time in continuing our work, shall we, Elio? Thinking Way, have you any other jobs for me? I suppose there's a caretaker that wants for repairing. If I recall correctly, the particular parts you need will be over at Heimdall's last stag. I'll get right on it. It looks like we're on a maintenance duty. Join me at Heimdall's last site as quickly as you can.
Can I ask something that's maybe just, I don't know if it's out of question. Can you tell that I'm doing a slight difference in voice between Thinking Way and Dreaming Way? Or does it sound the same? Yes? Okay. Cool. I played for a very short time in high school because it was what everyone was playing for some reason. Yeah, I played it with some friends in middle school for a period of time. That game had some fascinating systems. Stream because food gasms are killing me. So sorry. Can't eat that. Oh no, that sucks. Okay, V. See you soon. See you about 15. It's not yawning way, that's for sure, but I think I hear something. Let's get to Heimdall. It's not yawning way, that's for sure, but I think I hear some. Okay. Oh, fucking. You said meet me at Heimdall's last site.
There you are. I was beginning to worry about our abandoned quest. Now to Heimdall, follow me.
Heart of amber, wrought in time, cooling swiftly, bathed in light.
Actually, do you guys like that? Do you like how there's a lot of maps have a version of some variant of one of the primary themes for an expansion? Or like are a leitmotif that are used, or like create a theme that is used throughout. So like for instance, you know, Yanxa's theme gets used for like a bunch of the dungeons and part of Yotsuyu's theme and stuff like that. Because I love that. I love that there's like, because it makes you feel interconnected to like when a theme like this comes back in a major way, you feel like you've been hearing parts of it or it's deeply ingrained in you. Kind of like why I love Lord of the Rings soundtrack.
According to our records, the vessel landed on the moon about 5 years ago. It's been a wonderful source of spare parts. And also horrible mechanical monsters. But never you mind that. I've been here countless times by now, so you can leave the salvaging to me. Simply relax and enjoy the view.
I mean, like, I assume most people like that, but like, I don't know. I'd be curious if there was anyone who's like, no, I like it when every theme is completely unique and completely disconnected from each other.
Oh, boil my carrots!
The colorful expletive is followed by a telltale screech of a loprit in distress. Perhaps you ought to check on Dreaming Way. Yeah, I love that. Yes, leitmotif are the best. Yeah, dinner is in the fridge, and now I've also got to get the jet. Thanks for everyone. See you, Misigo! Of course, Alligans would be the ones to completely ruin pure whiteness of the moon surface with their satellite. Well, at least they did bring some light there. Yes, okay. Different day-night versions? Yeah, definitely right.
Thank heavens you were here. I tried to run, but I tripped. That gray sand is not nearly as pleasant when it's in my mouth. Let me tell you. And here I was hoping to show you what a competent and capable worker I could be on my own. I didn't manage to get the parts we needed, though, so all's well that ends well. Meet me in the Caratorium. We'll see if we can't fix that caretaker.
At least they bring some life with them. Said Elio while fighting leftover Alligan drones. Well, but like oh fuck, that was the wrong thing. The mechanical goo, right, created a bunch of monstrosities, moon monstrosities, but they are moon monstrosities that are living, and the mushrooms and stuff that were made from it, you know, Eorzean used to make the ink. So I don't mind it, but one could argue that it's a reuse of assets in a very loose sense of the word. I see what you're saying, because you only have to make a primary theme, but I feel like to create variants off of it still takes so much effort and skill. Like, I realize you're making the point for sake of argument, but like, I don't know. I feel like... there's a big difference between like, okay, they just changed the key of the song and put it right back up versus like the, you know, the vibe and the instruments and all that differentiation. Monstrosities, if you will.
As you can see, this is the caretaker that needs our attention. The poor thing's not even able to move right now, but it'll be good as new once I'm done with it. Shift this over there, stick that thingy-mabob in the what's it, and... Restored to pristine condition in no time at all. Most loppers know enough to make similar repairs, though. It's really nothing special, and I can't even imagine how one would go about building such a machine from scratch. No, something tells me my dreams lie elsewhere. I suppose that's more than we had to go on before, though. Not to mention that there's still one job of mine that I haven't shown you yet. Would you care to see how we grow carrots? Well then, let's hop to it.
Also, speaking of leitmotifs, Elio, can you please open the MSQ quest tab of achievements and show people the name of Endwalker one? Yes, I can. Wait, actually, sorry. I'm opening... battle? What is it under? Like, is it quests? Main scenario. That its chorus might ring. Oh! On wings of hope, rise up through the night higher, oh higher, carrying our song fast within your arms, that its chorus might ring for all. Oh, that's really good! That's really good!
Well, Elio, are you excited to learn about the wonderful world of carrot cultivation? Not that there's a lot to it, truth be told. We simply place the seeds in the machine, water them, and then reap the sweet rewards. It's so easy that, well, anyone could do it. As far as I know, you aren't anyone. Why not try it for yourself?
Actually, you know what? I'm running out of time, so...
Oh, completing menial tasks is so much more fun with friends. Pray, take these seeds and follow me. I do believe there's an open creation station nearby.
Tumbling back. Infinite ready to quit. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, that's really good. Soken manages to make variations that I don't even recognize at first. Yeah, Ray, I love the amount of... when we did the musical streams, and we're going to do another one coming up once 6.55 drops, like, realizing that Praetorium theme is A Land Long Dead, or, you know, that Wayward Daughter has part of the Yankshin Doman theme in it, stuff like that is... stuff like that is so good. I remember when someone pointed that out about Praetorium, I just, like, it blew my mind. Because I had listened to Land Long Dead so many times, and I'd done Praetorium a bunch, but I never, like, listened really closely to the Praetorium theme. And it is, like, to be fair, it is also a bit of a ways into the theme. I do love that you can just dump all your damage out at once on Dark. Okay, I'm gonna start wrapping up stream here. If anyone has any final questions or thoughts, now's a good time. I will update the I will be updating the schedule for the channel in a little bit here. That should be in the next couple days or so. I think the plan is going to be streaming most days. Tomorrow is Thursday. Me and Anir will be streaming Final Fantasy V, but it will be later in the evening because we're going to be recording earlier in the day. Basically most days there should be a stream, and it will be either Final Fantasy XI, which we're going to figure out the scheduling on that, but definitely it will be working on Elio or working on videos. Working on videos may be streamed only on the Discord, however, as tools. Need I say more? Yeah. Oh, that Slowmaker's Ruin is called More Than Truth. Yes, that's good to remember too, yeah. I wrote something about Geomancer Beastmaster twice and I got lost in chat, so I wrote more in Dawn Trail spoilers. Okay, thanks, Crepe. Sorry if I missed it. I'm always ready for more Neri content. Yes, and Neri also is wanting to catch up on some content and level some stuff, so Neri might join me for some of these streams as well. But no promises there. But again, I want to say thank you all for hanging out. Today, you guys made today really awesome, and I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to getting Elio all caught up on everything in the game and like rereading a bunch of quest text I haven't read in years. Basically, it's like studying all over again. And I find that exciting. And then also, I'm excited to collect all the mounts and do all this stuff again. And it's actually revitalizing my excitement for the game a little bit, for sure. Thanks for streaming. Definitely, Kiko. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Raven. That's you. That's you who is awesome. Thanks, Infinite. But okay. I'm going to just go ahead and clock out here. I got to go do some static raiding with savages. Yeah, don't forget that there's a Bosnia event up in the Discord as well as book club. If you want to join for those, don't forget to sign up for those in the Discord. And yeah, don't be a stranger. Don't forget, if you want to join, you can support us over on Patreon. A couple dollars a month goes a long way. Get your name in the banner above my head as well as the end of videos. Obviously, there's a super chat right now on this channel. We have to get to higher subscribers. Don't forget to go watch Ray Ray's Final Fantasy XIV Archived. She's getting close to 1,000 subs and needs to get more watch time. So honestly, if you wanted to even help out Ray Ray a little bit, I'm just going to say this. I don't know if she'd like it, but if you throw up her videos, her archived videos, and just get her some more watched hours, I think it would make her very happy so that she could start monetizing the channel. Just a thought. I put out a new video today, Dawn Trail and analysis, the new Dawn Trail trailer I analyzed, and there's actually some really interesting stuff about the Nutkin. Definitely worth checking out. If you aren't already a member of our Discord, come join us at discord.gg/layers and archives, or also, yeah, if you want to be part of our FC, or if you want to transfer your character over to Curl, we are in Crystal Curl, and we would love to have you. Okay. Stream was great fun. Take care, everyone. Yeah, happy to be here. Yes. Love all you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you very soon. Cheers.